I don't want to go on a rant here. What the hell does rant mean?
All right. Welcome to what is this, episode 2? I have royally screwed myself up because we've recorded 2 before this, but it was episode 0. So now every time I have to remember that we're one episode behind because episode 0 is 0.
It's episode 3 minus 1.
Yeah, there you go. Episode 3 minus 1. I'm your host, Matt Lorenzo. With me, as always, is Rami Rant. You get your own theme music. There you go. Will Smith's Party Starter. And I think
College Jam.
I think we're going to start off with a rant because, unfortunately, depending on what kind of person you are, the bad news out of the world is that Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted. I was going to say he's innocent. I'll just say he was acquitted. He was found not guilty. So, yeah, not
depending on what type of person you are. So you're either a human being or you're a piece of fucking shit like Kyle Rittenhouse.
I put my Twitter on lock because 2 people immediately responded. I think one called me a dumbass and somebody else said cry or something like that. And I was just like, I'm not going to deal with this. So I just put my Twitter on lock for a little while.
Like it's white privilege at its finest. They should just fucking get this piece of shit, get his picture, put it in the dictionary under white privilege, because it's the biggest miscarriage of justice
since Hogan was eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Sid.
Oh, that pisses me off. We're gonna have to get into that because
that's I'm pretty sure that's what, because that's a good line from Gorilla Monsoon, a miscarriage of justice.
We're gonna have to talk about that soon. But I mean, like, you know, the judge was clearly biased
disgusting, absolutely disgusting
towards Rittenhouse.
I only saw a few clips here and there, but you could tell he was disgusting.
So I did some research on the fucking judge, who, by the way, he's a fucking Democrat.
Maybe just to get elected. I don't know how whatever judges work. Don't some of them get elected? Or
we'll get, yeah. So first of all, he's like almost 76, 75, 76. He's old. He somehow, like, he's a Democrat. So what is he, like a wolf in sheep's clothing? Like, what the fuck?
Maybe because the kid was white. I don't know. But I just have the feeling if this was a black 17-year-old, the trial would have ended like 6 weeks ago and he'd be dead by now.
Well, let's put it this way. So I looked up this guy in his judiciary career. In 1983, the incumbent,
we weren't even alive yet.
We're not that old. We're old, but we're not that old. The incumbent Wisconsin circuit judge died in office. Kind of sucks. So it created a vacancy. The governor at the time, in May of 1983, appointed Schroeder. He was subsequently...
it's via being appointed, not like elected or anything.
Well, he got appointed because there was a vacancy because the guy died in office, and then they have elections.
Okay, right. Okay.
So he was subsequently elected to a full 6-year term in 1984 without opposition. Since then, this twat waffle, the judge, has been reelected 7 times without facing a fucking opponent.
Hopefully somebody there's no chance that he doesn't, like, you have to have a judge, so I'm sure he's going to keep, maybe he'll just die.
He's Wisconsin's longest serving state court judge. He also has been the subject of controversy during his judiciary career.
Well, his name is, like, everyone knows him now. He's not going to be able to go anywhere without anybody knowing who he is.
Yeah, Judge Scrotum, whatever his name is. Bruce Schroeder, whatever. Fuck
Dickbag.
In 1987, he received attention for his order requiring HIV/AIDS testing for convicted prostitutes. What?
That's actually, I don't know. That kind of seems good, because if they're prostitutes, then they are probably sleeping around.
But you can't make them get it.
That's true. But I could see where his heart's in the right place, maybe.
So
helping out people like me who need prostitutes.
He developed a reputation for being tough on defendants in court and in sentencing.
That's why I thought he was going to be a good judge for this, and so did everyone else.
As a result, hundreds of defendants assigned to his court have requested to be transferred to another judge. What the fuck? You got soft, you piece of shit? He was freaking babying this piece of shit murderer, and like okay.
That reminds me of a story of, there was like, I don't know how school worked in your area, but like they would give you your report card at the end of the year and you'd turn it around and see what teacher you had for the next year. And there was
I didn't find out what teacher I had for the next year until like the week before school.
This is like elementary school. Really? Elementary school?
Yeah, they used to post it. Like, you'd have to go to the school they would post like all the class lists and you'd have to find your name.
So when we were in elementary school, they would have it on your report card. So there was, for fifth grade, there was like the one who was considered the nicest and the easiest. Then there was a middle one. And then there was the one who was like, you don't want her at all. So like, I remember a kid specifically getting the shitty third teacher who was mean and tough. And like his mom threw a hissy fit and got him transferred into the easier class. So that's what that judge reminded me of, where defendants are like, can I get a new judge? Like, and hopefully they didn't get it, because could you imagine just doing that every time? No, this judge sucks. I want a new one. Like, and from the clips I saw of how you can't refer to them as victims. Like, even if he was justified in killing them, which depending on whatever, they're still dead, right? Like if I killed you because you were trying to kill me, you're still technically a victim.
But I was the aggressor. I'm a terrorist.
Yeah. But like, I mean, not being able to say that they're victims. I don't know. Would you technically be a victim if you tried to kill me and I killed you? I guess victim is just a word for somebody who was the recipient of whatever the deed was. But like,
we'll say that was self-defense then. But I mean, the whole
sort of ridiculous
basis of like, you know, regardless of the type of case that the prosecution had, the way that they presented it, the way that they argued it, regardless of that, whatever evidence they had, whatever, you know, the defense said, which they said it was, you know, self-defense. Fuck your face, it's self-defense. That piece of shit, we're not even gonna call him by name. The piece of shit. Can I repeatedly swear on our podcast? Like, is that?
I mean, if you already said twat waffle, and all of our podcasts so far episodes have been marked as explicit, so there's no way I can not swear for 2 hours. It's gonna come, even if I try really hard, it's gonna slip out eventually. So
that's what
we're explicit. It's fine. No, I can never get it in.
This fair enough. This garbage, despicable waste of air had no legitimate business being on the streets of Kenosha that night. He was there because he wanted to be a vigilante. He was there to protect a car dealership. Like, you're like 17. Your mommy drove you across state lines with a fucking AR-15. He valued being a vigilante more than he valued any composite of a fucking human life. He was there because he wanted to kill people.
Let's say he was being attacked and he was self-defense. It didn't seem like the defense even had to prove that with this judge. It was like everything was being given to them. It was like, you really don't have to prove anything. You're just, I'm giving you all this stuff. And it's
he
like,
fucking threw out the stuff about like zooming in on a video.
It just, like, it didn't seem like they even had to prove that he was doing it in self-defense or something like that.
He was there to straight up kill people. He went there to shoot people. He shot 3 people. He killed 2 of them. Whatever need he felt he had to pull that trigger would not have happened if he didn't cross state lines. He didn't need to be there. Those people would still be alive. He didn't need to.
I don't think I've seen.
I don't want to say he incited violence. There was already protests happening, and
no, yeah, he was. I don't think he was there to calm it down, though. He probably
he was not. He brought a fucking.
Is there video of the shooting? Because I don't think I've seen.
I think they had I think that was one of the videos that they were doing, like to zoom in, showing him shoot somebody, and the judge wouldn't let them play it.
Yeah, because I don't know. I can't really speak if maybe he was being attacked, but I can't. I don't know if I can justify him killing somebody. But I just realized that I can at least pause this recording because I made the mistake of not eating before recording. So I am already starting to feel hungry. So I'm an idiot.
So, I mean, like what this did is
pissed me off.
A murderer got off. You know, he was acquitted of all the charges.
Can I just say one thing? Just because you're acquitted doesn't mean you're innocent. Like, people are tweeting out like, yep, now sue for defamation, because he can still be guilty. It's just the trial was like OJ. Like, nobody was like, well, you know what? He was innocent. All right, cool, innocent. He can still be guilty. So stop acting like, oh, he's innocent. Everything you said was a lie. Like, don't be stupid.
I hope the families of the victims, because that's what they were, the 2 innocent people who died were fucking victims. I hope their families sue him civilly. I hope it's a civil lawsuit. I hope they take him for every penny. That's how they got OJ. I hope they take him for every penny he doesn't have. I hope he lives a miserable existence, because we just vindicated a fucking vigilante. So now we just said that it's okay to shoot somebody during a protest.
What was the
Without
protest
provocation.
again? I forget. Was it Jacob Blake shooting? I honestly I can't remember. I should know.
I'm
I
not sure
forget
if
what
it
there
was
was.
Jacob Blake. I'm not sure if it was George Floyd. I forget the.
It's sad that there's so many black people who've been killed. It could have been
Yeah,
any of them.
it's awful. I mean, and the Ahmaud Arbery trial is going on right now, and I'm worried those two jackoffs are going to get off for murdering that poor man because he was running, and they felt threatened because the guy was jogging.
Well, I saw a clip of him. They were like, did he pull a gun? Did
The
he pull a knife?
cross-examination. Yeah,
Did he do it? And he's like, no, man.
he was just
no,
running.
man. Like you're an idiot. I can't
So-
imagine wanting to go out to a protest and be like, you're going out there to try and kill somebody or try to do something. Like, what other reason would you have? I want to go really protect them. Like, no, you want it. He's one of like those army people who go into the army because they want to kill somebody. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you wanted to do something
and
not good.
It's awful. And now because this fucking sewer dwelling bottom feeder was just found not guilty and acquitted of being a homicidal fucking sociopathic murderer, the system that just let him get off with murder and to walk out of court a free man just ensured that there's going to be more jackasses like Kyle Rittenhouse. More people are going to die. And it's that's why I said it's a miscarriage of justice, because if let's roll reversal here. And, obviously we're going to move on from this shortly, but let's say it was an African-American that shot two people.
The same people who are defending Kyle would be all over this kid or whoever. Like it's a black 17-year-old. The people on the right would be like
17-year-old.
He went out there to kill people. It would be the same thing we're saying. It's be the exact opposite.
He'd be dead already. The cops would have shot and killed him.
That's true too. Let's say if he miraculously survived. Yeah.
Like the type of vigilantes that, these white vigilantes, these, the Proud Boys, these garbage pieces of crap. These are the ones that police openly let just walk on the streets and allow the violence to happen. But if they're going to mace people during a protest, innocent people unarmed, the police will mace them, but they let these fucking people just parade around with guns. If it was an African-American person parading around with a gun, the cops would have shot them.
Well, they would have been screwed. But at least
no one can tell me otherwise.
And good news that stupid what was it, like QAnon shaman guy who's in jail for like 41 months or something. He got sentenced to. So at least that was a W.
And fucking Madison Cawthorn freaking wants to hire Rittenhouse already as a goddamn intern.
Why are they not like in jail yet? Him and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert, they were all part of that insurrection bullshit. How are they? They need to get prosecuted.
It's ridiculous. And the fucking Paul Gosar, who finally got censored for
Paul Gosselaar.
Mark Paul Gosselaar. Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, that idiot in Congress that tweeted that video of basically murdering.
That idiot in Congress could apply to so many people.
That is really good, and I just we're gonna change things. I might need to trade for your wide receiver in fantasy like right now because Amari Cooper has been placed on the reserve COVID list and he's out the next 2 games.
Oh shit!
I now have no wide receivers.
I have false hope. All right, let's go to fantasy football then. Let me open this up and go back to it because this league we've been running. I didn't realize this. This league has been running. Nope, wrong one. That's ESPN. Fuck off. This league has been running since I want to say 2014. And David Hector and I have actually been in. Did I ever tell you how I came to own this league?
No.
All right.
It wasn't always your league?
No, 2014 season. So Hector's like, I want to get in a league. So let's see. I'm looking at it. I came in first place. We didn't do it for money. So he's like, I want to do a league. I want to do an in-person draft. I was like, all right, sweet. So we went to Southport Brewery used to be in obviously in Southport. And so we're getting ready. We're all there. And we find out he set the draft for Pacific time. So we're like, what the fuck? So he can't figure it out. So he makes me co-commissioner. So I have access to everything. I fix it. And I basically just took over the league from him. I don't know if it was just like, I'm going to do this because you suck, because you don't want to, or I was just being a dick and took it over. But he gave me commissioner access because he couldn't figure out the settings. So I figured it out. This was the year I drafted Adrian Peterson, but he tore his ACL. And like in the 5th round, maybe I drafted Ray Rice the same year he punched his girlfriend. So you want to hear my final lineup? Let me just tell you this one thing. I won this league on stat corrections.
Wow.
So I had lost. He had won. I'm sitting in my car on lunch. For some reason, this is weeks after, I check the league and I see I won 142-42 to 141-96. A stat correction on the Patriots defense won me the fantasy championship. I went 13-1 that year. And I won that league.
How'd you lose, you idiot?
I think I lost to David. Now I want to check who I lost. Let's see if I can check the schedule. Yes, schedule. Let's see. This is so cool. Yahoo lets you go back. I won 6 in a row, lost to that gay guy's team, David, who's been in the league. He's won it twice now, and then won weeks 8 to 14. So I won on stat corrections. This is my team. Some of these people are still playing, actually. This is unbelievable.
Adrian Peterson.
Drew Brees got me 13 points. I'm going to round down or up. Emmanuel Sanders, who I believe was on the Broncos, had to have been 25 points.
Wow.
Randall Cobb got me 24.
Randall Cobb.
11 for 131. Mark Ingram got me 14 points. This is a good one. CJ Anderson, 27 points. Martellus Bennett, 1 point.
Was CJ Anderson a Bronco at that point?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know who this is. Who is Jay Hill? In flex, got me 18 points. I have to see who this is.
Excuse me?
Jeremy Hill, running back for. He was on Cincinnati.
I would say Bengals. I don't know why I knew that was Bengals.
2014, he had 1,200 yards. 1,100 yards. Wow. Okay. Connor Barth, I guess, is the kicker. And my defense is the Patriots. I went up quickly against Russell Wilson, 36. Odell, 34, who he got on waivers, by the way, that year. Antonio Brown, 20. Jamal Charles.
That was Odell's rookie year, wasn't it?
Yeah. DeMarco Murray was running backs. Travis Kelce only got 7 points. Shout out to him. Vincent Jackson. Oh, isn't he dead?
Yes.
Rest in peace. Gostkowski in Detroit. So that's how that league won. So basically this year, if I can go back to it, Hector's still in it. So he's the best team in the league right now. And I traded away my 4 best players for 3 first-round picks. So I basically was starting Josh Allen, Deontay Johnson, and a bunch of people I picked up on the waiver wire. I beat him 159 to 142. So I hope he wins the championship, and I can just have his 2 losses because that's the only time he's lost this year. And now I'm in the position of where I'm projected to lose to David, who's probably the best team now after trading for McCaffrey, 171 to 140. So, yeah, I would have to have my team do exactly everything that they're supposed to, and his team would have to catastrophically fail. Listen to this team. Mahomes, Godwin, Cooks, McCaffrey, Kamara, Kelce, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Justin Tucker, and Washington's defense. Because he has DeAndre Hopkins again is out on his bench. Tyler Lockett is on his bench. I mean, that's just there's no way.
Meanwhile, I'm starting Rashad Bateman and Darnell Mooney at wide receiver.
So basically, I don't want to trade Johnson because it's like, what happens if a miracle happens? Because I play pretty shitty teams. 3 out of my 5 matchups are against crappy teams. So I could sneak in there, but realistically, I have no shot of winning these games. So I should probably trade him to you.
Right now, I'm projected to lose to Alex, your brother, 160.67 to 160.13.
Did you take Cooper out?
Yeah, I just took Cooper out and put in Rashad Bateman.
That's brutal.
I did just put in a waiver claim for somebody.
Because if you win, even if I win, you're going to be ahead of me, probably getting more points. But I'm going to lose. So say you lose, you're 6-5. I'm 6-5. He's 6-5. You all have more points than I do. Actually, you don't. But
I don't. I'm close
Alex
to you.
does. Alex does. Ben has way more points than I do. Like right now, I'm in 3rd place. Somehow won a game after selling my whole team off. I have 1,400 points. David has 1,551. Hector has 1,628. Ben has 1,528. Alex has 1,499, and we can't score, but you have gone up against the fewest points, almost by far.
I've won 5 in a row because most of the times, for whatever reason, the team
teams.
against me shits the bed.
So I'm going to end up falling out of the playoffs. And then my schedule for the rest of the year, like I play the number 2 seed, then I play Randy, who's awful. Then I play Ben, hit or miss, but he's in the playoff picture. And then I play the 2 worst teams in the league. So I have a legit shot of making it if, things fall right. So I don't know. Depends on what your offer is. Because if you're giving me a good pick, I might take it and just.
Well, I don't have any good pick. I gave you my first round. I was
That's
one of
not
those
true.
first round picks.
David traded away his first and second. Hector, I think, traded away his second and third. So you might, depending on how bad you want it.
Depending on how I do this week.
But like, if I trade, like, say you took James Conner and Deontay from me because you wanted, if you're going to give me a second round pick, you want as many guys as you can. There's like nobody else out there on waivers. Like, I'd be starting Jerry Jeudy as my top wide receiver, and like
I'm starting Rashad Bateman as my top wide receiver, man.
As your number one.
Yeah, because Cooper's out.
Who's your other receiver?
I have Devontae Parker on IR. I have
Who's
Marvin
your other
Jones
starting
Jr.,
receiver?
Darnell Mooney.
Oh yeah, wow.
Because Cooper's out.
You might need him now.
I just put in a waiver claim. I'm not going to tell you to put the waiver claim in for, but I put a waiver claim in for a wide receiver because, like, Jesus Christ.
Depends on how much. If I can find out right now because nobody's on waivers. Who is on waivers that is a wide receiver? Let me see.
There's like one guy.
AJ Green.
Damn right.
Yeah, he's the only guy on waivers. How much did you put in for? Because I'll outbid you.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not. AJ Green. I guess is he projected for the most points this week?
Yeah.
You can search by that. That's why I love Yahoo so much better. Most points this week projected is AJ Green and then Donovan Peoples-Jones. Oh, Jamison Crowder is also on waivers. But this league, this has been the most trades I think we've ever seen. Let me look at the draft picks. Okay, I have 4 first-round picks, which is ridiculous. And then I have one pick in every round until the 10th. Bobby now has a first, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, a fourth, and 2 fifths. We have the same amount of picks through the first 5 rounds. David has no first or second rounder. Ben has no first. You have no first. And then Hector has a 1 and doesn't have a pick again until 4. He has a 1 and a 4 and doesn't have any other picks the first 5 rounds.
Since I made that trade with you, I've won 4 in a row. I'm just saying.
No, that's absolutely true. But I still got the first round pick. And
that's true.
And if Bobby and I are not dominating this league next year, we have severely failed the draft.
Yeah, 100%.
Put it that way. And then I also made a trade with Griff in his league, which turned out to bite him in the ass. I traded Justin Jefferson straight up for DeAndre Hopkins. I tried to get Buffalo's defense because Hopkins has more points. So I was like, let me try, but whatever. I was looking at the target share and how Hopkins is just always hurt. And I was like, you know what? This seems like it's going to be a good deal. And Jefferson, the last 2 weeks, gotten 15 and 18 while Hopkins still hasn't played. So I think I won that trade.
Yeah, I say so.
And then the league, I haven't given you an update on the league with the guy who drafted quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds. That guy is the luckiest fantasy player I've ever seen. He scored the most points last week. He's somehow in 5th place at 6-4, same record as I am. And he scored 1,100 points. Like,
wow.
I've never seen anyone that lucky. It makes me so angry. I'm here sweating every week. His team is hot garbage, and yet he's winning. Like, he's projected right now to lose 138 to 110, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won. Shout out to Vic if he listens. Good guy, great guy, just awful at fantasy. Oh God, I should have eaten. What an idiot!
Can't believe you didn't.
I had too many things to do. I was like getting ready, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's almost 4:00. Let me grab something." And then, of course, my snack cabinet over there is staring me at the face.
Since we started talking about fantasy, do we delve into the NFL a little bit?
Yeah, what happened last week? The Giants were off. I wasn't really paying attention. It was nice though to just sit back and watch Red Zone and relax.
Well, you should be able to do that. Are you working on Sunday this week?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I was gonna say because the Giants play Monday, so you'd be able to do that again.
Yep.
Last week was just another crazy week. I think it was like the most double-digit wins in,
like, points wise.
Yeah, like teams that had double-digit wins. San Francisco ended the week by destroying the Rams.
Made no sense. That helped me win because Hector had Stafford and Cup.
That is 2 weeks in a row of Matthew Stafford playing like hot garbage. He's playing like he's on the freaking Lions.
I mean, right now you'd have to say the Packers are the best team because the only times they lost, Rodgers didn't play, right?
yeah, I'd say
maybe-
Packers.
Arizona, if everyone gets healthy, yes, but I don't. They lost to the Packers, right? Or did
Yeah, they lost to the
that's
Packers.
Yeah, so I don't trust
Kyler is
them
a
to win.
game time decision again this week.
Hopkins apparently is out.
Hopkins,
So-
I think, is out. What's his name? The running back. I can't think of his freaking name. Edmonds.
No,
is
he's on
out for-
IR.
yeah,
Connor's
he's out
better
for like
anyway.
4 or 5 weeks. But when the 49ers destroyed the Rams on Monday,
That doesn't make any sense.
that was the 8th game of week 10 in which the winning margin was at least 17 points. That's the most in a week of
17?
games.
Wow.
Yep.
What else? What else
games.
happened that week? I've like just completely. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Friday,
Dallas beat the Falcons by 40.
which I knew they would cover. Which
The
was
week
only
started
9.
off weird with the Dolphins beating
yeah.
the Ravens, which we touched on last week. But the
Yeah.
Dolphins beat the Ravens. Cowboys won by 40. The Titans barely hung on to beat Trevor Siemian.
Oh,
and
that's
the
right. They
Saints.
didn't cover either, so Alex didn't get that pick right. Yeah, we did awful. We pick 3 games a week, like 1, 2, 3 points, which we think like will hit the most. We got 1 out of 9 correct, and we picked the Rams the same, and then everything else was different. And I hit on the Cowboys -9, and that was it. It was
I took the
weirdest friggin-
Chargers. I took the Chargers thinking, okay, the Chargers should beat the Vikings. Nope, lose by a touchdown. I took the Browns, who the week before decimated the fucking Bengals. Now what happens? They lose 45 to goddamn 7 to the fucking Patriots.
awful. Just
Like,
horrendous. It
The
doesn't make any sense.
Bills beat the Jets like they should have. Coming off the loss to Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I
The,
didn't pick the Bills because I didn't trust them.
The Cardinals, with their backup quarterback Colt McCoy, lose to the Panthers.
I mean, you can't even be mad at that. They won a game with Colt McCoy, so you take that and run, even if
But
you lose it.
you still should be good enough to be able to beat the Panthers. Like, what happened to your defense? You
No, the
you didn't have
Panthers
9
are
people
like
hurt on
the Panthers
defense.
are like, they're decent.
decent. The Broncos, who the week before destroyed Dallas, get manhandled by fucking Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, Denver's not good. It's just a weird year.
I guess
I don't know who's like the Chiefs with that vintage performance. It's like they're in first place now. They're probably going to go to the Super Bowl again. Now they're back on.
Can we declare that the Chiefs are back? I mean, they just dominated 41-14 over the Raiders. Can we say they're back?
I wouldn't like. It's hard because I don't want to root for Aaron Rodgers, but if it's like Cowboys Packers to go to the Super Bowl, I'm rooting for the Packers. So like maybe we get Chiefs Packers, and then the Chiefs just absolutely murder Aaron Rodgers, and then State Farm can come out and be like, "All right, you're fired. We're just gonna go with Mahomes now." Like I don't know who's coming out of the NFC because I don't trust Rodgers in big games. I don't
trust Mike McCarthy as a coach in big
feel
games
like
for the Cowboys.
I feel like if the Bucks get it, well, they're going to get in. When they get in, they'll probably figure it out, and Brady will find some way to win. But like, I have to root for the Bucks and Tom Brady over Dallas. I have to root for Aaron Rodgers over Dallas.
Is there any team that you would root for Dallas over?
No, I don't hate anyone as much as Dallas. Like Dallas Patriots, like I have to root for the Patriots.
But Dak's not even a douche though. Like Dak's not a decent guy.
Jack's a idiot. You can be a decent guy and still be a piece of shit. Look at fucking Dave Portnoy. I donated so much to charity. Yeah,
No, Dave Portnoy is just a piece of
still
shit.
a jackass.
Fuck Barstool.
Just because you do something nice and do good things. It's also I'm not going to root for Ezekiel Elliott. I don't care if the
Oh.
Cowboys switched entire rosters with the Giants. I'm not rooting for the Cowboys. They're scum.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel.
They are
Jesus.
scumbags. Terrible fan base. Absolute losers. I love that they're unhappy. They deserve to be unhappy. You don't deserve happiness. You
Wow.
don't deserve happiness, especially you, because you're like the worst of the worst. Your whole family were Giants fans.
Still
You're like
are.
you're a legit scumbag.
Giant season ticket holder.
Like legit scumbag. I'm being dead serious. If you were my kid, I'd literally disown you. Like you cannot be a different fan. Like you can't be a fan of a different team. Like that's just like, what the fuck were you thinking? Do you hate your family that much? Like maybe that was it.
Maybe
But like you should have been raised as a Giants fan as a kid. What a failure as a father.
I rebelled rather quickly.
What a failure as a dad. Like I would beat the shit out of my kid if he's like, Daddy, I'm a Cowboys fan. And the fuck you ain't. Get out of the I'd kick my kid out of the house. And my wife would be like, her husband. My husband would be like, but he's only 4. I don't give a shit. Drop him off at the firehouse. They're still old enough to just drop off, right? Like that line from Stewie. I'm still young enough where you can drop me off at the firehouse. No questions asked.
And I used to go to a Cowboy Giants game in
Oh, you're a scumbag.
the
I
Meadowlands
need to find a
every
new.
year.
I need to find a new co-host.
Oh, that's hurtful.
I need to get it. Let me find a good audio clip to describe me to you. I think I used this one by accident last time because I told you that they just play. Nope, not that. Where is it? Let's see.
I have a big penis and you have a string penis.
That's how I feel about you. Okay.
Is that kind of how the Lions and Steelers felt when they fucking tied last week?
We don't need to talk about that. That was like the most, honestly, one of the most disgusting games I've ever seen. Turnovers and like they don't care. Najee Harris didn't know you tie.
It was honestly one of the most painful things to watch.
Nobody wanted to win.
So
bad.
Nobody wanted to win.
Bad.
Nobody wanted to win.
And I was hoping they would go 0-17 because that's cool to see history. If you're a fan of a team and you're awful, you're literally never going to go anywhere. And you're 0-10, 0-11. Do you want to see history, or do you want to be like, I don't want our team to be the one who is?
I would not want my team to be the one in the history books
I feel like if it's my team, I would definitely agree. And if you're just watching it, just show me history. Come on, I want to see that. First 0-17 team ever.
I mean,
I want to see that.
And now here's the thing, this week, the 0-8-1 Lions. Who knew you could tie in football? Somebody should tell Najee Harris that. I know you just said that, but how do you go your whole life?
I forget who the other guy was. I told you about it, but there were multiple people who didn't know you tied.
I don't understand.
Especially that. After McNabb and that whole thing, like, oh God, it's probably over 10 years ago. You'd think people would know.
The Lions play the Browns this week.
If the Browns don't win by whatever the spread is, I need to find a game. Can you find me a game to bet on? Because I've lost like all my last bets. I need to make some money.
The Browns are favored by 12 over the Lions.
After last week, they either cover by like 24 or they
lose.
I don't think they're going to lose, or it'll be a close game because the Lions they're just really bad.
I think Tim Boyle is playing.
Over under Myles Garrett 2.5 sacks.
Over.
I forgot you can actually get half sacks, so you can probably tie, but I would say he probably gets 3.
I mean, the lines in some of these games this week: Cowboys, Chiefs, which is the Sunday game of the week on Fox. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. I think the Chiefs cover because I think the Chiefs win.
Your opinion on the Cowboys can't be taken seriously. You thought the Falcons would cover. Stop.
After the way Dallas played against Denver.
You know how things work with good teams. They have shitty games. There's 1 or 2 every year where you look fucking horrendous, and then you come back and kick the shit out of the team the next week.
But
that's exactly what I said was going to happen.
Coming off the bye, there was no excuse to the way that they played against Denver. No excuse. I think the Chiefs-Cowboys game is going to be close, but I think the Chiefs end up winning because it's at home.
I think, where is it? In Kansas City?
In Kansas City.
I don't think their defense is good enough. Unless if they play like they did last week, maybe. But
I don't think Dallas's defense is good enough.
I bet you it's going to be really
to stop
close.
Tyreek Hill, to stop Travis Kelce.
Well, they haven't exactly been lighting the world on fire.
They're without Randy Gregory, the Cowboys defense. That's DeMarcus Lawrence still isn't back. I'm a little bit worried about that. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Like the over under is 56.5.
Is it a
I think it's going to be
425 game?
Yeah.
I get out of work at 5, so I'm going to be able to watch most of that. So that's good.
That's good. The Sunday night game of the week.
No, I lied. I'm an idiot. I get out of work at 6:30. I forgot it's a Sunday.
Yeah. You'll be able to watch
I'm sure I'll be at work and it'll be like 24-10 Dallas. Like, fuck.
Well, you're going to get to see the great Sunday night game of the week that I don't understand how it wasn't flexed out.
I usually go to bed depending on when I have to work on Monday.
The 5-3-1 Steelers in LA for the Chargers.
Ugh. At least like the Chargers are, I don't know what the Chargers are. If they're good or not, I can't.
Well, that's part of it. Like a lot of these games, if you're looking for a game to bet,
yes. So my DraftKings account is fucking brutal.
49ers, 6.5-point favorites against the Jags.
How can you bet against the Jags now after they beat the Bills? Like, I'm scared of everything.
But how can you not expect the 49ers to win when they just destroyed the Rams?
Because that's what the NFL does.
It's true.
It's just like the 49ers are going to come out and lay an egg. Like, it's just going to be so weird.
Like looking at the games this week.
I just don't know.
Just put money on the Dolphins Jets.
Oh God.
The Dolphins playing at New York are favored by 3.5. They're both hot garbage.
They're both but I see, that's what I'm saying. They just beat the Ravens. They're going to come out and lose to the Jets. Watch.
Joe
It's gonna be
Flacco time.
ridiculous.
The Eagles are 2-point favorites over the Saints.
That's weird.
Panthers and Cam Newton, who's now the starter,
Is
3.5-point favorites over Washington. Yeah, he's gonna start.
But is he gonna like start and like play one possession and then leave?
I think he's
Just the back.
it's Cam time.
Yeah. Oh boy.
The Bengals are 1-point favorites on the road in Vegas against the Raiders. The Bengals should win, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
The Cardinals, 2.5-point favorites over the Seahawks in Seattle. If Kyler is playing, I think they win. If Kyler is out,
I should go bet on Seattle right now because if he's out,
but he's a game time decision.
like you think about that in Seattle, Russ is back, but they looked so horrendous in Green Bay, like brutally bad.
But also, I think Russ came back at the earliest time frame that his finger injury could, and clearly his finger still.
Can you tilt your camera down? It's way too much space above your head. Britton wants to see your nipples. There you go. Oh yes. Oh, nice vest or sweater jacket thingy.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know why I've instantly thought vest when I can see the sleeves.
Yeah, it's not a vest.
You look like you're in the ski lodge posse.
Well, the leather jacket's in the shop.
Oh, you should wear that for one episode.
I think I gave it away. I think as
all
part
of
the
them.
Thing, yeah, because Kate was making fun of me. I think when we were moving and I was getting close to donate, I think
I know.
donated all of them.
I don't know why that started. I guess because
It was Kyle.
But I was gonna say like because leather jackets are kind of cool, but he just called you a tool because I don't know, maybe you're just a tool.
I mean,
But like Richard Dean Anderson and MacGyver would wear his like leather bomber jacket. Bomber jackets are cool, but like maybe just you in a leather jacket, he didn't.
I think just me in a leather jacket was kind of the off-putting.
Because I don't know. I don't think I could pull off a leather jacket.
I could.
Remember
I
Mitch?
don't know if I still can.
Mitch from WestCon, he used to wear leather jackets. Like you guys could pull them off. I can't pull a lot of stuff off. But
I think the only other game to talk about on Monday, is Monday next week.
What's Monday?
Giants Bucks.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The Bucks look like shit. They lost. There's no way they're losing. Wouldn't this be 3 in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
They
There's
lost,
no way.
had a bye.
There's
Lost.
no way. I don't know if Shepard is going to play. He's still questionable.
I think he's trending to play. Same with Barkley. Andrew Thomas was practicing today, so he should be back. I think right now it's only your defensive captain.
All of my news I get from fantasy because he's projected for like 6 points. So it's like he's questionable. Can you really start? Especially on Monday, it's hard to put those guys in because you have no other options. So I think I'm starting Tony in one league, which I'm hoping at least we can put on a good show offensively. We need to put up points because their defense is not good.
Just to give you a little breaking news that I just saw on Twitter. Do you remember a couple days ago I told you that there was a shooting at a park in Aurora, Colorado, where 6 teens were shot and wounded? Yeah. Police are responding to a shooting of at least 3 people in the parking lot of Hinckley High School in Aurora, Colorado.
Oh my God. How close is that to Columbine? Because Colorado, just off the top of my head, they had the movie theater shooting plus
which
Columbine,
was in Aurora.
In Aurora, Columbine, which is in Columbine. I think that's a town, right?
I think so, yeah.
Or a city. Like, goddamn, what's up with Colorado? You think they'd be more mellow? They were the first state to legalize weed. And
it's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. But I think, back to the football. Sorry for that breaking news there. I think the Giants going to win.
They can win every week. They just don't.
The Bucks their defense looks very vulnerable. Their offense, I think, is going to put up points. The Giants defense has really come around the last few weeks. The Bucks defense is vulnerable. I think there's points there for the Giants to score.
I'm emotionally vulnerable.
Oh, that's sad.
I was gonna I have my TV on mute. I was gonna put on like The Simpsons just as background, but Futurama was on. So my genius idea was to put on Barbecue Pitmasters as I'm sitting here so hungry. They're making barbecue food. All right, so I feel like it's either time for one of your stories or a game or something.
Well, actually, since you brought that up,
what did I bring up? I just said like 4 things.
You brought up barbecue.
Barbecue.
Now there's actually something I am looking for that I had saw. Okay, so a man in China, this is China, was banned from an all-you-can-eat barbecue after eating too much.
Those exist? All-you-can-eat barbecues? Let me get one.
Yep.
Where was this?
It's in China.
Let's go.
He was banned from an all-you-can-eat barbecue after eating too much, including a whopping 1.5 kilograms of pork. That's
Can you convert
over,
that?
That's over 2 pounds of pork.
Oh my God.
That's over 2 pounds of pork. The man, known only as Mr. Kang,
Mr. Kang.
said it was discriminatory for the restaurant to evict him, adding that it wasn't his fault that he can eat a lot. I mean, if you're
agree with that.
It's all you can eat. The restaurant owner said they lost money whenever Mr. Kang visited.
On him.
That's
Because
true. It's not like he's wasting the food he's eating.
I was watching something and it's like 7 or 8 plates of food when they start to lose. And like the majority of people cannot, like real plates of food. Like when I go to a buffet, my plate is like 2 slices of pizza and some French fries, like full plates of food. So I'm sure they make a lot of money on most everyone else. But I could see how they wouldn't want him in there. But like, is that even legal to do?
Oh, I take it back. So 1.5 kilograms of the pork that he was eating is actually 3.3 pounds.
Jesus.
Also,
how fucking big is Mr. Kang?
I wish there was a picture of him. Not only that, the restaurant owner said they lost money whenever he visited, as he would eat 1.5 kilograms of pork trotters and up to 4 kilograms of prawns.
Wow.
That's 8 pounds of prawns. He's apparently a live streamer. That's what this guy does.
He was doing a mukbang? I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I have not.
People they just get on stream, start talking to people as they eat. It's kind of disgusting.
That's interesting. He's also been blacklisted from future events. The owner said every time he comes here, I lose a few hundred, whatever their currency is. I can't pronounce it. Yan, Y-U-A-N. Is that pronounced yen?
Isn't it yen? Huh, interesting.
Even when he drinks soy milk, he can drink 20 or 30 bottles.
I bet you this guy's like skinnier than you. Like
I want to know. Get this guy in the hot dog eating contest.
Have you ever heard of Molly Schuyler?
No.
She has like the record for eating like the biggest steak in the quickest amount of time. She's probably less than 100 pounds. And she's like one of the best competitive eaters ever. Look at Matt Stoney, super skinny.
That's true.
Unbelievable.
Even Joey Chestnut's kind of thin.
I mean, kind of. Maybe compared to me. Although he's probably bigger than I am.
I like this. Mr. Kang is unrepentant, saying that he never wasted any of the food, adding, I can eat a lot. Is that my fault?
I'm on Mr. Kang. Like I get the business side of it, but you can't just.
But you can't say it's all you can eat and then get mad when the guy can put it down.
When you do that, you would just assume that nobody's going to be able to eat that much. Like the people at a buffet, like Bobby and I will go whenever we go to the Devils game. They're so pushy. Like they were like coming over to your table. And as soon as we were like eating dessert, they brought the check out. And we're like, you need to relax. Like you're there because they're trying to get you in and out as fast as possible to maximize
they want the
their
turnover
profit.
of the seats to get more people in. Which I'm
the worst for a buffet though. Like they're so good, but like I get full so quickly. But it's so much because there's like it's the one we went to. It has sushi and it's got Chinese food, American food. It's like the buffet's the best. If I could just sit there all day, it'd be perfect.
I haven't been to a buffet in God, I can't tell you how long.
I used to go to Hometown Buffet sometimes in Milford. Like sometimes I would like bring in plastic bags and try to sneak food out too because I'm a cheap bastard. But like,
that's funny.
And it was like, it's like not good, but it's cheap and all you can eat. So you're like, this is awesome. But then you start eating it and you're like, oh God. But I love buffets, especially going with Bobby right before the Devils game. Good times.
How close is the buffet to the Prudential Center?
He used to live closer to there, so we would go and it would be like 15-20 minutes, but there's always traffic. The one he lives like 20-30 minutes away now, so we went to one. I forget where, Millwood, New Jersey, something. Sorry, Bobby, I forgot what town you live in. But
as you said, there's always traffic. I remember that one time we were going to the Devils game. We left at like 3:00 and we were late for a 7:00.
That was the worst traffic I think I've ever been in. Like literal standstill for minutes. You wouldn't move for minutes.
I was raging.
We left at 3:00, at least 3:00. And
for a 7 p.m.
from
game.
Connecticut it should take an hour and a half to get to Newark with no traffic.
At most, should take.
And we missed most of the first period, or at least half of it. It pissed me. I think we lost anyway, but
I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've been to a Devils game with you that they actually won.
Traffic is like the most hated thing I think I have. Like my God, I could murder somebody sitting in traffic, and I sit in it every fucking day. I leave so early just to avoid sitting in traffic. That's how much I hate it.
You can't get work to change your schedule.
There's no time. Like I'd have to work at like 10 or 11 instead of 9, 8, or 7. Like 7 o'clock, fine. I'm leaving early anyway. 8 o'clock, all right, fine. 9 o'clock, I still have to sit in my car for like 2 hours, but it's all right. I sit in there just watch stuff on my phone. It's better than sitting in traffic. But coming home, 4 o'clock is awful. 5 o'clock is the worst. 6 o'clock is still bad. It's terrible. Like you could leave at 3 o'clock and there's still like an hour and a half of traffic.
Yep.
Like it makes no sense. Going
I remember
that
when I used
way.
to have to go to Queens. It would take me 2.5 hours to get there, and it would take me. It should only, with no traffic from when I lived in Danbury, an hour and 10. It would take me 2.5 hours.
Like going 45 to 50 miles from Danbury to Greenwich took about the same time, but as it does now, like 50 minutes. Usually,
But you were moving.
Yeah, usually almost always under an hour to get from Danbury to Greenwich or vice versa, and very little traffic. From here, Trumbull to Greenwich and back, it's like 29 to 30 miles. So 15 to 20 miles less, and it takes me an hour usually. If I get home in under an hour now, it's like
A miracle.
fucking bless the rains down in Africa. Like it's
Ooh,
unbelievable.
good,
Like,
good.
like I could just
Toto reference.
like I listen to stand-up comedy sometimes to pass the time because it's so long sitting in traffic. At least I'm like trying to laugh. So somebody make a joke and then I'll fucking stop short and be pissed off that we're in traffic. It's just I hate my life when I'm in traffic, especially. It's just the worst. And I know you fucking hate it too.
I don't have to worry about it anymore.
I should start sending you snaps now, just when I'm in traffic.
Yeah, I used to always send you and Alex snaps, and I would just be sitting in traffic for hours.
It's just the worst. And
For
it's the worst
hours.
when you leave at 4 o'clock and it shows all right one time, but then it's getting up until 5 o'clock. So like 20 minutes of traffic, and then you see 22 minutes, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're sitting in it, and it's just getting
And the
worse.
time just keeps going up. But then
And
you're gonna.
I have no options. Back roads are an hour and a half. So if it's like an hour and a half sitting in traffic or the back roads, thankfully I haven't had to go the back roads recently, but there was a few times where I did, and it's just as bad because it takes like half an hour just to get through the back roads of Stamford, for fuck's sake. And it's just like by the time I get home, I'm like, hey Dad, where's the gun? Kill myself. Like it's fucking brutal.
We don't condone suicide on this podcast.
Like you don't understand. Like you leave at 4 o'clock and you get home like 5:30. It's awful. It's awful. Or
The worst is like this has happened to Kate a few times. Like she'll leave at like a store at like 4:30, gets home at like 6:45 because of traffic.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, if you stayed there an extra hour and left at 5:30, you would have gotten home at the same time because the traffic cleared up.
That's true too. But like, I don't want to like am I going to sit in the car for an hour and then drive? Like at that point, I left work. I might as well just sit in it, but there's no good solution.
Wait till it's winter and then it's taking you 4 hours.
Like for a 9 o'clock shift, I will legitimately leave at like 6 and I'll wait until Taco Bell opens. And then I'll just wait in the parking lot until my shift starts.
How close is Taco Bell to work?
Like 10 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So that's the one good thing about moving is that I get Taco Bell because it would be in the opposite direction coming from Danbury. But now I don't get Bagel Man in the morning. And I haven't had a good bagel since.
Trade-offs.
So yeah, I miss Bagel Man. All right. I feel like we can talk about a Raimi story because I feel like Randy really likes that.
A Raimi story. So, at the Raimi family compound, I set up security cameras at like every access point that you could get in the house, like front door, basement, back door, garage, like every access point. And I have it on my phone. So if there's motion detected, I get an alert. And I have become a little bit obsessed with it to where like if Kate is traveling and I'm the only one here because she has to travel a lot for work. So like the other day she was in, I think it was Buffalo last week or something like that for like 3 days. And I'm like laying in bed. It's like midnight. And my phone is just blowing up with like motion detected garage, motion detected front door, motion detected back door. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being murdered by like a militia. They're coming at me from all fucking ends. And I'm like pulling up the camera on my phone. I'm trying to look to see what's happening. Ooh, who's calling me? I don't want to talk to you.
Is it Ring? Like your
No,
security system?
No, it's
like ADT, like a legit service, or like because I know people have Ring cameras and stuff.
I have a legit service, but then I also got Amazon Blink cameras.
Oh yeah, you and Amazon, you're sucking off Jeff Bezos.
I'm obsessed.
You've been a
with it.
Prime member for a fucking long time.
I should be like a VIP at this point. But like, so I'm looking at the cameras, being like, I don't see anything. What's going on? And Come to find out, when I start like researching on the video that kept doing the motion, there's a neighborhood cat
I
that
knew it was going to be an animal. Yeah.
when we first started getting like work done on the house and like having people come like paint and things like that, we had the front door open. This cat just walks up to the front door, tries to walk in the house.
So it's a feral cat, like a.
No, it's a
Or is it
neighborhood cat.
somebody's-
It's got a collar on. It's somebody's cat.
Oh, wow.
It's just an outdoor cat. I'm guessing the prior owners had a cat that was
Just
an outdoor cat.
So
I think
weird to think of an outdoor cat.
I would get paranoid that my cat's running away and never coming back. Like the cat that we have she's not allowed outside. Like
Yeah.
I would be just petrified that she's gonna. I get scared when I can't find her for 20 minutes in the fucking house. I'm like, oh my god, where is she? She's asleep in the bed. I don't give a shit. Like I'm worried that she's gonna escape somehow. But the prior owners had a cat, and I'm guessing this cat used to chill with that cat, so it keeps coming back. The fucking thing is taunting my cat. It's setting off all the motion, running around the
Does it-
house. My cat's chasing it around the house inside.
Really?
Where to go? What's it doing? Where is it? Keep setting off the things. Also, come to find out that the motion sensors I had it set for too sensitive.
Mm.
So now, like yesterday, I'm actually going to try to find it to see if I have it.
I also find it really hilarious that you never leave the house and you have a huge security system.
Yeah, damn right I do. Damn right. I don't know if you can hear this.
I heard, it sounds like a door opening or something.
It's a bee. A bee
Ugh.
set off my camera, and it was just buzzing around the damn thing. Now I
Yeah.
have birds attacking it.
What did you have it set on? Any movement whatsoever, ever? Like the wind
Apparently.
blows? What was that? The wind.
Well, that's funny you say that. The other night, 2 nights ago, Kate's asleep. I'm laying next to her. The motion detection in the garage keeps going off. So I'm watching the camera. The motion sensor light I have is on.
It seems like
"Oh
a
my
bad
God."
tool for you. You're just like probably waking up in the middle of the night trying to check it.
I actually
Who's
do.
here?
I wake
Who's
up.
there?
I wake up 4 or
What
5
is that?
times a night and I check the
Oh,
camera.
that's ridiculous.
The wind made the camera
What was
go
that?
off.
The wind.
Exactly, and I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
God,
So that's-
one horse town.
That's the family compound that I got.
You're
going on.
in Poughkeepsie, right?
Yeah, in
So it's a
Poughkeepsie.
one horse town. What was
I
that?
hate you.
The wind.
I hate you.
Randy, I
I'm
hope
in-
you enjoyed the Tales from the Ramey crib. So we're gonna try and make that a weekly segment of either something from the new house or from the old Danbury house.
Well, I can tell you in this new house, you've missed it. It's happened 4 out of the last like 5 days, where Kate's actually telling me I need to see a doctor because she thinks there's something wrong with me.
Mm.
I've fallen down the stairs going to the basement
How is that possible?
almost on a daily basis, the exact same spot. The stairs are not broken. The steps are fine.
You
The
can-
exact same spot. I've fallen down the
I
stairs.
feel like everything in life is related to family at some point. Because you remember when they got new stairs and Peter couldn't walk down them? So that's basically you.
Yeah. And that's where our Peloton is. And I use the Peloton, hours a day, every day.
Why you're not recording yourself going down the stairs is beyond me. Because that would be a
Like,
great snap to get. Just,
One day,
hey guys.
I'm like carrying something down the stairs.
Oh my God.
Fall. The next day, like I'm looking at my
So
phone.
good.
Then Kate's like, "Stop looking at your phone." I'm like yelling. I'm like, "I'm not looking at my phone." Boom! As I'm saying that, down I go.
How?
Same spot every time. And like this, I don't. It's like I have like temporary blindness or something. I'm missing the last 2
Set
steps.
up
that I
cameras.
Face fall. Like
Set up
face
cameras
first
in
into
your
a wall.
basement for the stairs, because that would be just a weekly series of you falling on TikTok.
I have an extra blink camera. I could just set up, just motioning,
Oh,
like
yes.
pointed down, just watch
Oh,
him go down.
That's too funny.
So we will try to have a Raimi story every week, whether it's Tales from the Danbury Crib.
I'm pretty
Tales
sure
from
there's
the Raimi
somebody
family
living in the
compound.
Danbury house. There would be things that happened and like somebody wasn't home. Like, what was that downstairs? What did you just drop? I'm like, yeah, I'm driving. She's like, what are you
Well, I
talk-
told
what are
you,
you talking about?
my grandfather died in the house. I think he's haunting it.
Why would he haunt it and be a dick though? It's in the family still. Like, I'm convinced somebody was probably living down there in that little like boiler room area. Like there was so many little like nooks and crannies where somebody's probably fucking down there, some shit. Some
Well, actually,
animal.
It's funny you say that. Since you had moved out in September and we were still there for like 4 weeks, like starting to move things and stuff like that. Almost on a nightly basis, when we were standing in the kitchen, there's like an air vent in the kitchen upstairs. It would smell like death. I like something is dead in the
Yeah, I
attic.
left something in there in the ceiling tiles.
No, like something is dead.
Yeah,
And
like I left a steamy loaf.
No, this is worse because then like also it started like it blocked something in the attic to where we started getting a leak in the bathroom that I kid you not ended up molding, and the spot was like this big. So when like I was at the house last week cleaning, and I had to like have my mom come and help because I'm not going to do everything, by myself. So I'm telling her about it, and she's like, my ass isn't going in the attic. I'm like, fucking ass isn't going in the attic either. I'm like, whatever it is, good luck to the next person that lives there. It's dead, I think.
Did you go in the attic?
Hell no. Hell no.
Well, the stuff somehow leaked through your wood floors into my ceiling tiles, the
Yep.
cat feeder, which I don't understand how it possibly could have done that.
Yeah, it went
A lot of
through
weird
the
shit.
wood floor, through the drop ceiling.
Very odd.
I forgot about that.
All right, what else do we have on tap for this episode? We're about
we
an
have to
hour
talk-
in.
We got to talk about Full Gear and the Survivor Series build, but that kind of we can segue into Full Gear because I think that's going to segue into a story about vertigo because Kenny Omega is
Oh, that's
apparently
true.
suffering from vertigo for a few years.
Yeah,
but
that's not fun.
I'm gonna pull up the Full Gear card, and I know you had already seen the Meltzer ratings,
It's very annoying. This is
but
just
we have
gonna-
to discuss them.
I should have eaten because actually it's a good thing I didn't eat because I'm gonna throw up at fucking Dave because he's an idiot.
We have to discuss it. So you and I both watched Full Gear. We didn't pay for it. We got the illegal stream, obviously. Shout out to those people. What'd you think of it?
It's too long, but the wrestling was good. It's always good. I'm not invested in their stories because I don't know if they even do stories as well. People say they do long-term booking, but it's like, okay, cool. Kenny and Hangman had a long story with a 6 to 8 month gap of nothing. You count that as one long story? Like I get it, but I thought the matches were good. It's just really long. It's like watching, and I get it. They only have 4 pay-per-views a year. So they're going to be long, but not every match has to be 20 minutes.
And
It
if
was
you're
just a
gonna
lot.
have a 4-hour pay-per-view, don't start at 8 p.m. Start it at 7. If you want to do 4-hour events, fine.
Even the WWE
Fine.
starts at 7.
Exactly. Like just don't
Being
do it
on
at 8.
Saturday was nice. I like that. That was cool. It's different. It's not a Sunday going into Monday. You're not messing with football right now. But every match was so long. And just go over the card and give me the rating, and we'll talk about how dumb it is because
So
Dave's a moron.
I didn't watch the buy-in, the tag team match on the buy-in.
Just skip that. Nobody cares.
Dave gave that a terrible rating though. So I will just say he gave it a 2.5 rating.
Wow. Shocked.
I mean, I'm shocked at it.
Well, he also gave the actual one women's match on the card way too high of a rating. So
That's true. Yeah.
he's an idiot.
So see, the first match was MJF and Darby Allin.
Did you even see this? Because I think I gave you the stream or I told you where to go.
I saw it towards the end. I didn't see.
I'm
beginning
really
of the match.
surprised. I don't know if MJF is just in there with a better wrestler and he upped his game, or if he's really good now. But that match was like really good.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of people said it was probably one of the best matches on the card. Dave gave it 4.5 stars.
I don't understand. Like just going because I thought that was the best match of the night, and he gave multiple matches higher ratings, which that doesn't make any sense to me.
Now the next match was the Lucha Brothers against FTR. Lucha Brothers.
I thought
won.
that was it was not as good as most people were expecting. I think that was a
thought
consensus.
The ending was pretty crappy. I wasn't a fan of the ending.
Well, apparently Dax was knocked out, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. But
He was
So-
knocked out and didn't factor into.
what did he give that?
He gave that tag team match 4.25 stars. I think that's too high.
Stop.
I think that's too high.
That's ridiculous.
And don't get me wrong. I enjoyed.
None of these
Okay.
matches were bad
did.
except maybe the women's match. None of them were bad at all. But 4.25. What was it? Four and a quarter.
4.25.
Like
4 and a
that's,
quarter.
there's just no way. It was
So-
not that good.
Next match was Danielson and Miro in the
I
finals.
thought this was a huge letdown. I didn't
Oh
enjoy
my
this
God,
at all.
I
thought it was bored
I
to
felt
death.
it just dragged on. It went 20 minutes. The ending just felt like it came out of
This is what
nowhere.
Daniel Bryan is like without WWE. He just straight wrestling.
Yeah.
And like this was not
I
this and
wasn't
the
a
Punk
fan of
match.
it.
I wasn't really a fan of. It
What do you
wasn't
think?
bad
What do you think Dave gave it?
in general. I forget. I've seen these. I think he probably gave it like a 4.5.
4.5. 4.5.
Yeah, no,
4.5
not
stars.
even remotely close. That was like 3.5. Like I just the bias is absolutely unbelievable.
And I think I said it last week. It's going to be, whatever the match should be rated Add 1 star because that's the Meltzer AEW bias.
Like I won't say that match was bad. I was just not into it. It was very slow.
It was
and I
not
just
4.5 stars.
not-
It was a decent match. I'm not a fan of Miro. His character now is good. When he was the video gaming douche noz with Kip Sabian, he was awful.
Yeah.
They're actually booking him better now. I will say. The next match,
that's baffling.
The Falls Count Anywhere.
I actually enjoyed this
6-man tag match.
but like, how do you give this like a rating with like a real match? Like it was a bunch of spots all over the place. It was fun, but like, what did he give it? 5?
5 stars. Buck said they were going to give 5 stars. He gave it 5 stars.
That's why I can't take him seriously, because like if this was Young Bucks weren't in it, he'd probably give it 4.5. Like that match was not a perfect 5-star match. Like it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It's cool. I love those hardcore matches. Probably the 4.5. Just like really 5. That compared to your other 5-star matches, plus the fact that he goes over 5, which is, you're an idiot. You're breaking it. Just, you look so stupid. Like you just look so stupid. I like that match, but no.
The
Just
next
no.
match.
The women's match.
No, the next match was the tag team match between Cody and Pac versus Malachi Black and El Idolo.
Honestly, don't really remember a lot about this.
Yeah, I don't remember much of it either. I kind of tapped out from it.
Who won again? I know Cody and Pac won, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember who pinned who.
I honestly don't remember whatsoever in the slightest. But now they're having an 8-man tag match next week.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just not interested in Cody anymore. And just like,
But damn it, he's only got 3 years left.
Just had no desire.
Dave
to
gave it
even
4
care.
stars. He gave it 4 stars.
What? Get out of here. That's probably a 3-star match. If I can't remember anything and I actually sat down and watched the show.
Exactly. Now was the women's match. The
What did he? I think he gave this 3.5.
3.5 stars. Britt versus Tay Conti, which was not a good match.
Britt's not a good wrestler. Let's just face it. She's a great character. She's
way too long.
She's gotten better in the ring. No. Most of those women in that company do not put on good matches. Like, give me a Sheeta match over anything Britt Baker does.
Thunder Rosa.
Yes.
The match went 15 and a half minutes.
And
way too long for that match.
I forgot that Tay Conti's like an MMA fighter or whatever, but the pre-match for the whole pay-per-view, they just build these up like it's these epic encounters, but they were making Tay Conti out to be like China, like this monster. And I'm like, have you ever seen her wrestle? She sucks.
She's gotten better, but she's still not.
Yeah.
She's still green.
Like it just was not good.
Next match, CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston.
I don't know. It was just a weird.
It felt off. It was definitely different than Punk's other matches.
Which is
it felt
it's good,
off
but I think his rating was like 4.25, 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, like that's you're I can't even speak. How can you justify Dave's rating of a 4.5? That match was nothing. Like 3.5, maybe. Like I don't know what he's seeing or what their fans are seeing. Maybe they're just blinded by loyalty or they just hate WWE. How was that match anything over 4 stars? Like what?
I agree.
What? And it wasn't bad. I don't understand these high ratings. Like 4.5 stars. To me, 4.5 stars is an almost perfect match. That match was not that great.
No,
like, I think the build and the promos were better than what they delivered.
The build and the promos were better than what was actually in the ring.
And I guess CM Punk is just sort of like falling flat for me still, but at least it was a different type of match. And I actually kind of like Eddie Kingston. He's just this fucking insane dude, but wasn't really into it. And I think that's
we had
the main event, right?
No, we had the Minneapolis Street Fight, the Inner
Oh
Circle
my God.
against.
That's right. That's why this pay-per-view was so long. Every time I'm like, this is it. This is it. Why do you have a street fight on the same show you have a Falls Count Anywhere match?
Why were there tags?
Yeah, that too. I remember saying that when they first started. And this match it sucked. Like, this was just a match to get Chris Jericho over fucking Dan Lambert. And that's it.
4 stars.
Serves no purpose with
4 stars.
The Bucks and Cole versus Jungle Express. There's just you don't need that match on the same card. You don't need those 2 matches on the same card. I don't understand.
And then finally.
And you give the win to fucking your biggest group. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, it made no sense. But also giving it 4 stars, it wasn't that good.
And I'll be honest, I thought the Young Bucks match and the first match with MJF was better than the main event.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything that stood out from the main event. Like, it wasn't a bad match. It was typical Kenny Omega, good match. I don't know how that's 5.5 stars.
I think it was the story they told, like at the end when the Bucks came out and he's just looking at them.
Just do it on the match. There's no way that was a 5.5. If he gave it 5 stars, I'd be like, all right, typical Dave, overrating the match, but fine. Maybe it was 4.5. 5.5. You're putting that in the same category as Omega and Okada and stuff like that. Just stop. Stop going over 5. It's a scale out of 5. I can rant on that. You just look like an idiot. Well, I get it. Yeah, okay. Well, if it's the best match I've ever seen, how can I give it a 5? And they're all the same 5. It's an out of 5. You don't see fucking Siskel and Ebert go, hey, this movie was so great, I gave it 3 thumbs up. Like, fuck off, dude. It's just so stupid.
I'm at least glad that they gave Omega the win.
Can't believe it.
Omega.
Siskel
They
and
gave
Ebert are both dead.
They are. And I just said Omega the win. They gave
Yeah, he
Hangman
won.
Page the win.
They gave it back.
It's a do-over. I'm glad that Page got the win. I'm glad that he got it clean.
Yeah, smart.
I'm glad that there was no interruption to take away from his moment.
And I like the ending. The whole point with the Young Bucks where they were like, all right, you know what? We're done giving you shit. Just go. It's not like they turned on Omega, but they didn't help him. I liked that. That was smart.
Yeah, and that was the best part of the match. Was the story of that. Him, before he gave the buckshot lariat, he looked down at one of the Young Bucks.
They didn't even just not do anything. They Matt was sort of like he nodded, like, all right, maybe it's your time.
Yeah,
so I thought that was really good.
That.
But the match itself was just like, I don't know, probably it wasn't even like Omega's like 10th best match in AEW.
Yeah. And now he's going to be out for a few months. He's having, I think,
if he has
knee surgery, shoulder surgery.
I wonder what kind of vertigo he has, because that's like, I had it, those roller coasters, those rides where it's like the force of the whatever it's called, the spin, it's pulled you back, so you're not strapped in, you're just pushed back. So we were on that at Six Flags in New Jersey. This is probably, I was still in high school, and when I get off it, I'm dizzy as shit, like whatever, and I'm still dizzy all day. We had to leave Six Flags early because I'm dizzy, and like we went out to dinner the next night or whatever. I'm dizzy for like 2, 3, 4 days. At this point, I don't remember how long it was, but like your head is spinning all day. Like I couldn't do anything. It took all the energy I had to just go out to dinner and like sit there and eat. Like, I don't know how he's having wrestling matches with his head spinning. So like, that's really impressive if he's got vertigo. I don't know why he would lie, but
my wife had vertigo 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
One of the worst feelings.
I had to pick her up from work. We were just about to start vacation, and I was working out of the Poughkeepsie store. She worked in Danbury at the Forever 21 that used to be in Danbury. She called me from work saying that she was sick. I had to come pick her up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I like drop everything, go pick her up. She's just like sitting in the back of the stock room. Just
how do you get vertigo? Like just from
like sometimes it can happen. I think from like an ear infection, you can develop vertigo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She ended up being so sick and so dizzy. I had to take her to the emergency room. And they made her wait for like 4 hours. I'm like screaming at these people to get them to look at she was my fiance at that point. Because just having her eyes open made her so dizzy, she was throwing up.
Yeah, so I definitely had some sort of mild, I don't even know if I technically had vertigo, but my head was spinning. So where it's like, you feel like you're off centered. So like, but like legit vertigo like that, where you can't even open your eyes, I can't even imagine.
She was in the hospital for like 2 days, and they had to give her like anti-nausea medication, anti-dizzy medication.
That's why I won't go on those rides anymore, because that's like the worst feeling. Oh, that's brutal. So Full Gear was like, I don't know what people are saying. They're probably saying it was their best show ever.
I think they're saying it was like one of their best pay-per-views ever. I think it did like the second most buys for a pay-per-view they've ever had.
They do real professional wrestling very well, but they overdo it with every match being super long, every match being so many false finishes. Like I'm starting to appreciate those WWE matches where it's like 8 minutes on a pay-per-view, where it's like, all right, cool. It was like stopgap. But they don't. I don't know if they do storytelling as well as WWE because they do more promos in WWE. But like it feels like AEW also does a lot of promos, but it's like it doesn't feel like it goes anywhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not paying attention as much to AEW, but it feels more wrestling focused. Like you look at Brian, he was much more interesting in WWE. Now
Well,
he's just, hey, I'm a really good wrestler. Let's have a really good wrestling match. Like that's
well,
it.
the he's the number one contender for Hangman now, and he came out on Dynamite Wednesday
And instantly turned heel.
Instantly turned heel. That's a WWE move. I mean, granted, when he was a heel in WWE, I thought that was better than the times that he was a face. I think he's a better heel.
Although I forgot Kenny Omega was a heel when they fought. So yeah, they're no, you can't have two faces face each other, I guess.
It's a WWE move. I mean, having Bryan versus Paige both being faces would have been fine.
And doing that, his first defense, like really?
You didn't have to turn Bryan heel that quickly. I mean, they turned him heel within 30 seconds of him coming out there.
It's just interesting because I'm assuming I would die laughing if Bryan won because I feel like Hangman deserves a long run.
That would also be a WWE move to take the title off Hangman.
That's what AEW does. He's not going to lose. Like, really?
Shouldn't.
Maybe they'll do a short run just to show that maybe they will. Because now you know that. What did Omega have? Almost a year, 11 months, and he defended it like 5 times, if that. Like that's you want long title runs, but with that you're going to get either no defenses because you don't have any pay-per-views. But like I don't know what I like better. Do you want
or you run through so many opponents, you're just facing the same person over and over because there's no one else to face.
Maybe WWE should be like, all right, we'll give you a title match every other month. Because every month, and it's like, all right, who's left for Roman? Just fucking nobody. So like, I don't know who's gonna beat Roman, but I also like because people argue. It's like
Roman, baby.
You know what? Kenny Omega only defended it 4 times. It's like, all right, well, Roman defended it 15 times, but he fucking won every match and he faced scrubs. So it's like,
and 9 of them are against the same person.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't win. I don't know. I don't know what I like better.
I guess we can talk about the large wrestling elephant in the room. WWE released more people.
I don't get Hit Row other than that.
Like we'll go over the list of the 2 weeks ago they released 18 people.
There's a Subway commercial.
The Subway commercial. Subway. So last night they released John Morrison.
Okay,
he was misused ever since he came back. He should have been.
I liked him in Miz. He actually made Miz bearable for me.
Well, they should have broken them up, first of all.
Huge.
They released all of Hit Row, Top Dollar, Ashanti the Adonis, and Isaiah Swerve Scott. You just brought him up to the main roster. They're getting good promos. They had, Sami Zayn a couple weeks ago. It looked like they were about to start a feud with Jinder Mahal and Shanky.
Maybe WWE thought they'd pushed enough black people. Like, I don't know. Other than that, I don't have a real reason why they would do that.
Well, now reports came out that, Top Dollar was causing problems backstage because if he was so outspoken, and it's the same crap.
Okay, well then in that case, I'm glad he got fired.
But I don't think it's true though.
If you're a green motherfucker like that, you were on a TV show, great. If he's actually causing problems, he should have gotten fired. But why would you fire all of them?
Casualties.
Swerve,
who is associated.
Swerve is good enough to be on his own. Shanti, I don't even know who you are. But like Swerve has got a lot of talent.
I just think it's insane that they released that entire faction.
How do you
they were one of the
Triple
best
H feels? Everything he's built up and created just get thrown away.
No wonder he had to have heart surgery.
Yeah.
They're killing him.
Disgusting.
Also released Tegan Knox, which I don't get that.
Stop releasing women.
Like you don't have enough women. Now I can honestly say WWE does not have enough women.
God.
It's and like I know she was on Raw. She hadn't debuted yet. She's a good wrestler. She's good.
She is injury prone, but she was healthy now. But like
AEW needs to sign her.
AEW needs to sign a bunch of women. Just leave the men alone, as well as the memories.
Nice reference. They also released Drake Maverick, which.
Do you think he posted a crying video again?
You didn't watch that video that he posted?
He actually posted another video?
Well, he posted another video that he had to have edited and had ready for the next time he got released. John Cena actually tweeted about it.
Wow.
It was actually, it's like a 4-minute video. You should watch it. It was actually really, really well done. He's a very creative mind,
I can't.
but there's no way that immediately after getting released that he cut together and edited this video. He had to have done it and be like, oh, if and when I get released, I'm posting this baby.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was good a video though, but he got released. Shane Thorne.
Get to the good release.
Oh, he's the one that everybody's been waiting for. Jackson Riker.
Finally.
You're out, bitch.
I'm shocked. I thought he'd be Vince's boy.
I just, how does Jeff Hardy not get released? Because they know that he would go
Jeff
to
Hardy.
AEW.
Jeff Hardy's awesome.
Yeah, but
I don't care how misused he is. Everyone gets so mad he's on main event. I'm like, who cares? It's Jeff Hardy. It's a legend.
so
Yeah,
they released 8 more
budget
people
cuts.
last night.
Yeah,
Budget cuts.
record earnings, but budget cuts.
Which
Just
I get.
makes-
They're a business, and you have to always, which I get. But why are you releasing people that are actually focused on TV? Release people that are never on TV. Titus O'Neil. Why is he still employed? If you're going to release people, I'm not saying he should get released.
Most of
Don't
those
get me wrong.
people were not really focused on TV.
Hit
But
Row
like
was, though.
you need some, like let's say you release everyone but the main characters that you use every
You need
week.
somebody that
They're
can
gonna
beat.
get sick and stale. You need other people eventually. And
But
like,
also,
even if
how can you
are
get
selling-
invested in anyone at this point?
Like if they're gonna sell to a corporation like Disney, I'm sure Disney just doesn't give a shit and they care about profits. But say I could afford WWE, I'd be pissed if you just got rid of all of these people that I would have absolutely kept. I mean, I would. It's not a lot of them that I would have fired, but like I don't need Jackson Riker or shit like that. But I would never have gotten rid of Black. Like, are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so ridiculous. So if they do sell, it's going to be to fucking like. Although it's weird if they're creating a new headquarters. I don't know if you saw that TikTok.
No.
Vince and Stephanie and Triple H were all at the headquarters, like the not groundbreaking, but like the construction sites. They had hard hats on, whatever.
Where, in Stanford or?
Yeah. So it's gonna suck not being able to see the building anymore because I don't know. They're moving close to where the building is, but it's obviously a different.
Not off the
building.
highway.
But if you were gonna sell the company, why would you create a new headquarters? Like, so I don't know. I never bought into that. It made sense after all these releases, but maybe they're really just trying to maximize profits for either if they eventually sell years from now, or just because they want all the money they possibly can.
Probably
right
the
now.
latter.
I don't. It's crazy. And people are like, oh, how could you support them? It's like, you know what you're getting into. It's a business. Like it's not like they're releasing Roman Reigns to save money. At least these are fucking people they're not using.
Why can't they release Charlotte?
Would you rather them have like release, like keep people under contract and not use them? Like at least they're free now. Like the ones like Hit Row,
keeping people under contract and not using them. You mean like AEW?
Exactly.
They don't fire anybody. They just don't use half the roster.
Exactly. Would you rather people give WWE shit for doing that, and then they give them shit for releasing them?
Damned
Which
if you do,
is
damned
it?
if you don't.
You can give them shit for Hit Row all you want. They were on TV. They were new. Fine. If you're gonna bitch about Shane Thorne being released, you're an idiot.
Like a couple weeks ago, when they were like Keith Lee, Karrion Kross. Those are people that should have been used and should have been used better.
Keith Lee, with all the stuff they said about him, all right, like I kind of get. Cross, I don't know how they.
But is
screwed
the
that
stuff
up.
about Keith Lee true?
I mean,
Have you noticed that the only people
WWE
that-
actually responded to one of their allegations?
That's true, that's
so
true.
I tend to actually side with WWE because usually
But
they don't
also,
say anything.
another report had come out that Keith Lee had backstage attitude problems. How come it's every time that somebody gets released, it's only the African Americans that it's coming out that are having attitude problems? And I think that's kind of bullshit.
I don't know if I would dig that deep into it.
I mean, they said it about Top Dollar, and they said it about Keith Lee.
Keith
Maybe
Lee
Keith Lee had an
seems
attitude
weird.
problem because they were booking him like shit.
I could see AJ Francis seems like the type who would way exaggerate how much he's worth.
And thinking
But
he's
Keith,
better.
Keith
than he
Lee's
is.
a little odd, but I don't think I would read racism into it yet. It's
Yeah,
possible,
It's
but considering Vince just booked his first like 2 black champions, I kind
True.
of don't.
and Lashley
I don't lean.
got a really good run too.
I don't think Vince is the type to be like, all right, let me appease the people who think I'm racist and book my champion to be black. Like, I don't think he cares. So I don't.
I'll give you that.
I don't think he's racist. I think he's just money
But
hungry.
I don't think it's Vince making these decisions either. They have an entire board of directors. So you saw that on Twitter, on TikTok, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with releases.
I think it has to do with
If
telling
they
you
want-
to trim payroll, and
if
then
Vince-
they say, who's making too much, or who's not pushing merchandise, or
I don't think they have any say. Like the shareholders could be like, shareholders have been forever being like, can you like start like actually doing stuff with your product? Like, can you stop sucking? They don't give a
no,
shit.
the shareholders
Like,
don't, but the board of directors.
I don't think the
do.
board of directors are looking at, hey, listen, you need to fucking get rid of Shane Thorne or stuff like that. Like they're looking at their record profits and going, they're probably looking at it like, are we really still firing people? Like, what the fuck?
What do you have
plus,
left?
Plus, Vince already owns most of the shares anyway. He's fucking
true.
probably, he's just him and the board of directors fucking naked, like just looking at empty chairs going, who should we fire today, pal?
Did you see that the WWE apparently has made a very strong offer to Johnny Gargano to remain with the company for many years?
What? Really?
There's no word on the specifics of the offer or if he's accepted or not, but they're trying to lock him down for many years
He's
to come.
one guy. Like, I'm sort of like didn't really care. I thought I would care more that Cole left, but like he's sort of just been a joke. But like Gargano is one of those guys that feels like I would be hurt deeply if he left. Like I just associate him with NXT. Him and Ciampa are like, oh, I don't want to see you guys leave.
Well, you saw Ciampa said that he doesn't fit into the new NXT 2.0, and he knows that he doesn't.
But I don't see him going to the main roster because
he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to travel that much. Like he was on the UK tour away from his kid, and he was like, it was like devastating. So I don't.
I mean, and
but you need some guys like that in 2.0. Gargano could be fine on the
some
main
established
roster.
People to help. Honestly, help bring along the young people.
But it's so weird that you see guys on the main roster for decades, but thinking of somebody in NXT for 5 years, it's like, how are you there that long? What else do you have left to do? It's like, well, what left does fucking Roman have to do if he loses the title? Get it back. So
yeah, well, Johnny can be tag team champions with his son-in-law, Dexter Lumis.
Son-in-law?
Yeah, he calls him his son-in-law.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Son-in-law?
He calls him his son-in-law.
I had to pay better attention.
So they made an offer to Gargano, but Kyle O'Reilly's contract is up soon.
He's got
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Kevin Owens would hurt a lot too. I want to see Kevin stay there and be a heel.
He's a heel now.
Keep Sammy. Yeah, I want him to stay a heel. Like I don't want Kyle to leave, but there's no way. I don't think he has a chance of staying.
And we had it on the list, and I, you and I were texting earlier today about like the outline of things we were going to talk about. Survivor Series is on Sunday, and I could give two flying.
That's what I don't even want to talk about it. Like I don't.
No,
I'm,
fuck we can
already,
talk about it next week about how shitty it was. I might not even watch.
I'm already done with wrestling.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Like I'll watch Survivor Series. I have to check. I'm sure the Peacock I was using, which was yours, is probably dead. So I have to. Although they never changed the Xfinity, right? That's still going. They still have cable at the old house. Or did they get rid of it?
I canceled it.
Oh, you did?
I have. I'll text you my.
Because I thought you were gonna. I thought they had to transfer everything in your name. Oh yeah, if you give me your Peacock, I'll watch it.
I just had. I had to set up Peacock on like my TV here because I didn't have it on the TV. I had to like use my Fire Stick to download the app and then figure out my login. I'll send it to you. I got you.
Sweet.
Because
I don't feel like paying. Because honestly, since I moved, I don't know if I've used the network for anything other than a pay-per-view. Like I used to watch it with the superstars and stuff, but it's just and the ads in it fucking ruin it.
It's still terrible. I was downloading Peacock last night. I'm like, why is this app still awful? Remember 6, 7, 8 months ago? I'm like, give it time. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, see, thank you. Did you get the premium one or like the premium plus?
Whatever the best one was.
So you have no ads?
I'm supposed to have no ads.
Okay, then you need to give me your account because that will.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
I got you.
And next week, if you don't, I'm going to rant about it.
I will just remind me, and I will. But also, like we'll hit on.
I'm like I'm the most spoiled adult ever.
Since the build has been awful, and I could just give two shits. Why is Alex, your brother, going to the show? He doesn't even watch WWE really anymore. Like he barely ever watches it. Why the hell is he going? Yeah, I hope the ticket's free.
Yeah, that's I'm assuming, and to go with friends. It's like, why did I go to Full Gear 2 years ago to hang out with him and Ryan? And it was actually fun. Shows.
You went to Full
shows
Gear to cheer on Chris Jericho.
But like, I have to work. Oh, what the hell was that?
That was weird.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was my external hard drive accidentally unplugging somehow.
Well, now your camera just glitched a couple times too. And now you froze. And you're gone. I'm talking by myself. It just says your name. And you went away. Oh.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So I have an external hard drive hooked up to, actually it's not, that's what it is. I have a power strip to plug all the USBs in. So sometimes that'll flick off for no reason. So that little beep is it plugging back in.
Oh well, I just started singing when you went off there.
I heard. No, I was here. I
I
heard you the whole
know.
time. Yeah, my camera just shut off. So, all right, our first real technical glitch. I'll try to figure that out for later. What
It
were we
was
talking
bound to
about?
happen. We
Yeah,
were
Alex is
talking about
going. I'm
how
guessing it's a free ticket, even if it's not, just to hang out. And I'm sure they have pretty good seats, but like I have no interest in going.
yeah,
So
so
that's only.
needless to say,
I
we
think
will
that's
talk
only the
about
second pay per view he'll ever have gone to without me.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've gone to a few without him, like a lot, but yeah, he's only gone to one, and that was when he lived in California.
I think I've only gone to 2 pay-per-views with you guys. Hell in a Cell.
You never do anything.
That's true.
We
Hell in
were
a
supposed to
Cell.
go to Fatal 4-Way. We could have seen Sheamus win the title, but your grandfather had to die.
I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
Sorry. And then Survivor Series when we saw The Rock.
Yes. So
That might be
that
the
was
last-
recently because I got Facebook memories. Mikey
That
didn't
might
want to
be
come with us.
that might have been the last pay-per-view I've actually been to.
Hey, you don't go to anything.
That's true.
Although you went to a few Raws without me.
Yeah, because
Or-
Kate likes going to those. Kate won't watch wrestling much with me anymore, but she'll go to like a live event.
It's fun to go to, but I didn't get invited. Although most of the times you went, I don't think I could have gone even if.
But also a couple times that I have went that we didn't go together, you were there. Like when Edge retired in 2011.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You were there and I was there, but
with
we didn't go
Alex and
together.
Mikey. Did we know each other then though?
I hate you so much.
That's true. But like I think you went to some in Hartford.
Yeah,
That's like
Mohican.
would I have gone? I don't know.
Went to a couple like SmackDown's in Hartford tonight.
Oh my god, it is Friday. Wow, I totally.
Yeah. And Kate was like, we should get tickets. I'm like, bitch, that's like 2.5 hours away from where we live now.
It's a lot. Like we'll go and like because it's fun because we can hang out by the hotel and try to see people. And we go with Randy at the casino. That's my favorite show. I think when they're at Mohegan.
I remember I went to an event there at Mohican and we were staying there. So like we hung out afterwards and everything.
How much was that?
The hotel?
Yeah. Were you at the casino?
Yeah, we stayed at the
hotel for
Mohican. Yeah,
those?
we stayed at the casino
I
hotel.
always wanted to do that because you can just go
Almost
anywhere.
every time that we go there now, like I'm taking Kate to a live podcast at Foxwoods in like April next year. Already booked the hotel to stay there. But I remember
what awful podcast is it?
it's called Last Podcast on the Left. It's like a true crime.
Do you know what that's a
Murder.
reference of?
No.
Of course you don't. You never heard of Last House on the Left?
No.
Horror movie, like from the 70s.
Never heard of it.
Awful. He's so unaware of everything.
So back to
Although
my,
that is
like-
kind of obscure. I'll give you that.
So after the show, this was probably like a decade ago, I was at one of those like tables doing like the video poker, like you know how they have like the bar set up and like they have
Wait,
the video
you're
poker.
taking her to a podcast in the future?
Yes, in the future.
Okay, so that
I'm
last.
taking you this the story I'm telling is the last time I went to like a SmackDown. at
okay.
Mohegan.
All right.
So like you know how they have those like the round bar and they have like all the video poker there and you can get
Yeah.
drinks from the person. I was sitting at one of those. Guess who sits directly next to me?
Fucking what's Big Dick Johnson? Oh, I think you've told me this. What year was this?
This was like 2010, 2011.
I feel like I've heard this story. I just it's some sort of like mid-Carter kind of. I forget who it was. I remember you telling me this. I almost said Corbin. Somebody in that level of like
it was a referee.
was it
and a
Kozlov?
wrestler. It was Vladimir Kozlov
Ah, yes.
and Mike Chioda.
Oh, fucking Kyoto and Kozlov.
Mike Chioda and Kozlov. And he's sitting there eating the nuts that they have out.
Oh, that's great. I like Mohegan better than Foxwoods.
I've never been
Like,
to Foxwoods.
a lot. Foxwoods is like you park and you walk for like 8 miles to get to the casino. Foxwoods, Mohegan, you park, go down the elevator, boom, you're right there.
I
Foxwoods
love
is
Mohegan.
so much walking, but Foxwoods has like multiple arcades where you can play like NBA Jam, Blitz,
That's cool.
Simpsons. But like
That's awesome.
we were on the main floor and we wanted to play those. We had to walk, I'm not kidding, like 20 minutes at least to get to the other arcade. I was like tired. I wanted to go home by the time we got to the arcade. But I have tickets to Foxwoods. I think Hector and I are going to go see Dave Attell. But like it's a process to get up there and then you have to leave late. So it's like not exactly fun to go up there. Like the whole time there is fun, but driving there and coming back late at night, the middle of fucking nowhere.
I think
I don't know how people live up there.
I think Sal from the Impractical Jokers.
Yeah,
is
I just saw
having a
his
show.
And I was like, I
Like
don't know
January.
if I can justify going up there for Sal.
I
Like,
love
it's
Sal. but I
such a
don't think I
long
could do it.
drive. Like unless you come to my house, pick me up, and take me up there, I don't think I could do that drive. That many twice in January. I don't think I can do it.
Remember how yesterday you and I were texting about how if the Browns get rid of Dearness Johnson, like where could he go
Yeah.
next season?
If he's, because I just said that assuming he's a free agent, not realizing he's probably some like 22-year-old.
But they also could use him as a trade chip with
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Chris Carson, who's been sidelined with a neck injury, is expected to have season-ending surgery, and we
Ooh,
place an
so
injured reserve.
I got to go make sure I have Alex Collins on my team still.
His 2021 season ends after just 4 games, as his neck never improved enough for him to get back on the field.
I don't like. I'm thinking like if I have the number 1 pick in fantasy next year, I think I have to take McCaffrey, just based on what he does when he's healthy. But I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be the number 2 running back off the board. Like, how can you justify taking Henry unless Henry comes back this season and plays in the regular season or the playoffs? How can you justify taking him? Cook's always hurt, so I don't know.
It's tough.
Jonathan Taylor is pretty much like the RB1 now.
Yeah, he really is. And they don't overuse him. It's not like he's getting 50 carries a game or anything.
Oh,
like that.
you could have added Jamal Agnew. You should have added him to your team. What's his name? Bobby just added him.
Damn it.
Got to be on the waiver wire, man. That's why I like my league. If you're quick, there's no waivers. So you can get some. Let's see. Oh, shit. I need to go see if Alex Collins is available. Sorry, right here. And he is. Let me see if I can add him. Who do I drop? This is what happens. We're live, pal. Who am I dropping? Sterling Shepard. Yeah. Do I drop? Yeah.
Poor Sterling Shepard.
Sorry. All right, cool. So are we doing this Arnold game?
We could do this Arnold game.
I've been thinking about this for a while. So you're gonna name, and we're only doing like 80s, like anything before Terminator, I'm probably not gonna get, and anything after he became governor, I'm definitely not gonna get. So if you do 80s and 90s, and 2000s, early 2000s, I can probably get most of them.
Do you know that he's only been in like 40 movies? It feels
like-
kind of low.
Yeah,
So
like there's
What was
one
my time- what was
specific
my time frame?
movies. Just do like from Terminator. You can do like his first movie was Hercules in New York. Obviously, he played Hercules.
damn it.
But like, if you do like, there's a few I know for a fact I'm not going to get. But you can do
No.
anything. Just start from Hercules and work your way up and see what I know.
Do we
There-
want me to name movie so you name character, or name character and you name movie?
I think it's more impressive if I can name the character from the movie. Because if you say the character name, I have a better chance of getting it. But I want to show that there are some that I like legitimately know. But there's one specific one that I like literally cannot even take a guess at what his name is, and I should know what his character is, but I have no clue. So I feel like just start with Hercules and work your way up, and I'll see which ones I know. I'd say I'm probably gonna 60% of them I should know.
Also, I didn't know that the movie was called Hercules in New York. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
I've never seen it, but or you could say who did he play in Pumping Iron?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is tough. I think he played Arnold Braunschweiger.
Who did he play in The Villain?
Yeah, don't even know what that movie is.
It was in 1979.
Yeah, so anything before Terminator, I'm gonna have no idea. There are multiple movies. I cannot remember who he played. And
Wanna
I
know-
promise you, I resisted temptation. I have not looked at IMDb.
Do you want to know what character he played in The Villain?
Sure.
Handsome Stranger.
Wow. So that was probably not a starring role. So let's just skip to Terminator and go from there. Because I think that was his first big role, right?
Oh no, Conan the Barbarian. was
That's
before
true. But
that.
he played
Yeah.
Conan.
O'Brien.
I wish. Because I fucking love Arnold.
Character name in, I'm gonna probably mispronounce this. Red Sonja.
Red Sonja. Yeah, that's one of the ones I can't remember. It was basically like Conan. He played some warrior. I don't
Well,
remember.
the character name was Lord Calidor. I used
Yeah.
I used to shop at Caldor when I was younger.
Oh my god, I remember Caldor. That shit was awesome.
Bradley's in Caldor.
Ugh. Miss those old stores like Woolworths,
Ooh, nice reference.
drugstore. Used to get my grandma used to buy me like GI. They used to have like GI Joes in like the glass cases, so you have to open it up and good times.
So I'm not going to go in order. I'm going to skip around so I can potentially do this again in the future.
You should go in order. We're gonna do this. Or you could just. All right, that's fine as long as you're gonna remember.
Oh, I'll remember.
So you have
what
to
if
keep
I,
a
what
list
if
of
I,
what you've
what if I
done.
repeat them and then you still
See,
get them out?
like this for listeners. Would you rather hear like this segment? We could do this on one podcast. Would you care if like this was drawn out? Like you'll do 5 now, 5 next episode, or something like that, or would you prefer it all be done at once? Because now it's going to bother me because we're only going to do a few, and I'm going to be like, you didn't do the ones I wanted to do. But just give me a couple, and we'll see how it goes.
What was his character name in The Running Man?
The Running Man would be Ben Richards.
I also would have accepted Benjamin A. Richards.
Full name, yeah. Ben Richards. Great movie. That's probably my second favorite Arnold movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God, it's so awesome. Classic 80s, classic Arnold. Definitely recommend watching it and then reporting back on the podcast.
You know, it's actually sad. A lot of these I don't remember seeing.
I'm just you think about Arnold versus Stallone. Stallone has the better like franchises, but the like one-off movies, Arnold is far and away superior. Like nothing that Arnold did besides Terminator can compare to Rocky or Rambo, but like Stallone's one-offs are like they're good if you like B-level action movies. Like I love
Stop him, Mom will shoot.
No. Have you heard the story about that? How he got it?
No.
I'll tell you that. But like if you look up The Specialist, it had this is later Stallone with Sharon Stone and what's his face? James Woods. Like I love that movie, but it's like a B-level direct-to-video shit. Like I love that stuff. But I can't believe you never heard this. Arnold said, or I think Arnold told it. Yeah. They were in competition a lot then. This is what, 94-ish? I think Stop My Mom Will Shoot. It's definitely the 90s, right? You can look that up while I'm telling the story. And so like he gets an offer. Arnold looks at it. Script is garbage. He's like,
92.
No, hard pass. Stallone gets the offer and he's like, yeah, script sucks too. But like he heard that Arnold got offered it too. So he calls Arnold and Arnold, he's like, did you get this offer? He's like, yes, I'm seriously considering it. So Stallone calls his agent. He's like, book it. I want it now. And Arnold knew it was garbage. So he intentionally sabotaged Stallone to take the garbage role.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
And like, I don't think Arnold's really been in a lot of garbage movies like that. Like they're maybe not as good as, Terminator, but like his one-offs are good. And there are a few movies like I don't know the names of his characters, and I should. But I knew Running Man, so I'm glad you hit on that one because that's probably my second favorite Arnold movie.
Character name in Twins.
Twins, I think he's Julius, right?
Do you know the last name?
No, because I was thinking about this because once I decided to do this, I ran through all the movies in my head and I knew it's Julius. I just don't know their last name.
It is, as I'm stuck in. There we go.
It's not Caesar, right?
Benedict.
Oh, actually did know that. Okay, or I remember that. Yeah, Julius Benedict. What was his brother's name? I don't remember.
I don't know, actually. They're making a sequel to that. Was it Tracy Morgan? I think, right?
It's supposed to be Eddie Murphy.
Vincent
D'Onofrio.
Close. Benedict.
I love that guy. That's another guy I love.
There's a couple movies.
It's so nice when you find a celebrity you like and then you see them on Twitter and they're on your side of the not racist
and not a piece of shit.
Like if Vincent D'Onofrio was like, go Trump, I'd be like devastated. Like I love that guy and everything he does.
Seth MacFarlane too.
Oh yes. Oh God, that would be so devastating. I couldn't watch Family Guy. Like no, I couldn't do it. All right.
Oh, no, a couple of these.
I'm counting that as a win because I got his first name.
Yeah, I'll give it. We'll give you that. But a couple of them, I know you know the name.
I might not though.
Kindergarten Cop.
I'm Detective John Kimball. That's like
I forgot his first name in that movie.
I wanted to pull up the soundboard for this, but I forgot. Like there were times where I watched this, listen to the soundboard in high school before I saw the movie. So when I'd watch the movie, it sounded like it was an edited audio clip. Like when I watched Total Recall for the first time, I had heard half of his lines from that soundboard from like E-Bomb's World. Like it's just his quotes are just incredible. I'm gonna get audio clips of Arnold and play them on the podcast next week.
Last Action Hero. That's
one I should know, and I cannot for the life of me. He plays himself in that movie. I think
he also plays Hamlet,
and I can't remember what his like. Literally this, and there's one other that I just have no.
This memory. Is one I actually know. I love this movie.
It's the story. He didn't want them to release it when they did because Jurassic Park was coming out, and he was like, "Yeah, let's hold off." And of course, it made no money. But like, it's a great movie, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name. I have no clue.
Detective Jack Slater.
Oh, that's such a classic action movie. Jack Slater. Great movie. I want to watch that again now.
All right, this is one I feel like you're not going to know his name.
All right, good.
Jingle All the Way.
That's the one that was pissing me off, and I was so tempted to go on IMDb because put the cookie down now. And I can remember Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. I can remember the line from the movie. I have no clue what his name is.
Howard Langston.
Yeah, not a clue. No idea. Howard Langston?
Howard Langston. He doesn't seem like a Howard.
No, yeah, that's very weird. I had no clue. That's the one that was pissing me off. I'm glad you hit on that. Oh, that makes me so angry.
Doesn't seem like a Howard at all.
No, that's a miss on the name. Yeah. Radio silence.
What about?
Bob?
Oh, you said until he became governor, you wouldn't know.
I mean, you could try it. I don't know his name in the Expendables.
Oh, that one I actually know. Trent.
Beretta? But I really hope you're looking at the Jackie Chan movie he was in.
He was in a Jackie Chan movie?
He played Prince Happy in Around the World in 80 Days. Check that and confirm that I'm correct on that.
Yeah, it was a cameo.
Prince Happy. I will never forget. I talked to one of my college friends because what year was that?
2004.
Yeah, because it was after he was governor or around that time and he wasn't acting anymore. And we were super happy. No pun intended. We were super excited that he played Prince Happy. I will never forget that. That's probably the one post governor that I will get.
What was his character's name in the movie The Rundown, which starred The Rock, Sean William Scott, and Christopher Walken?
Fucking cameo guy. He played himself. He had a character name because I remember the line. He goes, "Good luck" or "Have fun." One of those two as he walks by The Rock.
He was bar patron.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. Fuck you.
I didn't even remember the being cameo. In that movie.
Yeah, he Rock is walking by the bar and Arnold just looks at him and either says "Have fun" or "Good luck." I don't remember which one it was.
No, I gotta say those early Dwayne Johnson movies like Walking Tall, The Rundown, I thought they were good.
That was good. The Tooth Fairy sucked, or at least it was dumb. But like The Rundown and what was the other one you said? Walking Tall. Yeah, those aren't bad, like at all. They weren't like giant blockbusters.
No, but I think they were a good foray into him being an actor.
Yeah, that was Arnold passing the torch to him, basically.
One of the other movies that he was in that I thought was terrible. Tooth Fairy was awful. Gridiron Gang and The Game Plan. The Game Plan, the one where he had a freaking little daughter and he's playing professional football.
Honestly, I only saw Walking Tall, and for the life of me, I don't know why I keep forgetting the other one.
The Rundown.
Yes. What was The Rundown about? Was that where he was with Sean William Scott?
Yeah, with Sean William Scott, Rosario Dawson, Christopher Walken.
I haven't seen that since it came out, but I did see that and Walking Tall. Yes.
Such a good movie. Big fan. Big fan.
Good job, Rock.
Big fan.
All right, give me one more. Give me a movie you've never seen.
Oh, but I'm just going to make you angry.
Seems like it's most of these.
No, but I feel like I'm going to make you angry with this one.
If it's his most famous movie, then you have to have seen Total Recall, right? Because if you haven't seen that, you're just like a pathetic loser. You've probably seen the remake, but not this one. Total Recall is like his best movie outside of the Terminator.
I'll be letting myself out now.
You've never seen Total Recall. It's so good. He played I think it's Carl Hauser and then Douglas Quaid. I can't remember if his first name was Carl.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Carl Hauser, Douglas Doug Quaid. Never seen it.
It's so good.
I'm going to make you angry again. Here's another one that I've never seen.
The Terminator.
Predator.
He played Dutch.
Never seen it.
I don't think he has a last name.
He does. Schaefer.
I knew he played Dutch though.
Major Alan Dutch Schaefer.
How have you? Predator is like probably his biggest movie. Not Terminator.
I've seen Alien versus Predator. Never seen Predator. I saw the Predator with Danny Glover.
Oh my god, that was the third one. It was
I've
awful.
seen that one.
I mean,
never seen the original.
Actually, no, I think that was Predator
2.
Yeah, that was awful compared to the original, but still, like, it's awesome. But how do you not see the original? That is classic. Jesse Ventura is in it. Ugh, pathetic. Not quite. It's like Godfather pathetic, but like if you're an action fan, like how do you not see those?
I will say
movies?
It's not quite up there with you never seeing The Godfather, but it's pretty bad that I've never seen.
Total Recall and The Predator.
The cat's making her first appearance
Yeah, even
tonight.
she's like, oh God.
It's because she's getting hungry and she's like, feed me.
She's
Oh.
exactly like me. I want to wrap this up because I'm starving right now. But is
Right.
there anything else we needed to touch on that we didn't?
Well, we never went into the unusual deaths or anything like that.
At butthole.
But
We're at like an hour 50. Plus we started earlier. So we're probably at like a little over an hour and a half. I feel like if you want to go over the one from last week, you have more information.
Really?
As long as she doesn't mess up. If she messes up the video, who cares? As long as you just keep talking.
Yeah, I think she's going to keep hitting my microphone now.
I told you to get her a
So-
laptop. Cat's mimic.
The story that you had done last week on the unusual death of Miss Gloria Ramirez and the toxic lady. I actually did a ton of research looking at different articles, and please don't step on the computer. Really, really freaking women.
She'll lock your cat away.
So this is her room though. It's my office, but it's where her food and everything is too.
Such a goddamn clown show we're running.
It's embarrassing. So I did more research on Gloria Ramirez, and you had hit on it a little bit last week that they found the reason why it happened and how it happened. They found it out 9 months later. So it says, naturally, the solution to the mystery not being nearly as exciting as stating the mystery itself was not well publicized. So she used dimethyl sulfoxide, which you had talked about it last week. It's sort of a wonder drug for relieving various arthritic aches and pains. It's also metabolized to become dimethyl sulfone, which was found in her system, likely produced by the administration of oxygen by the paramedics. So they gave her oxygen, and then it metabolized into dimethyl sulfone. When the doctors drew blood from her in the ER, the relatively sudden and sharp drop in the temperature of her blood from her body temperature to the cool air of being in a hospital room, it then created dimethyl sulfate, which is the lethal compound. Her body temperature was too high to allow the creation of the deadly compound internally, but when it came out of her body, after it already metabolized into the dimethyl sulfone, the cold air of the hospital—
What about her cell phone?
I hate you— made it create into dimethyl sulfate. And witnesses at the time, and you had talked about this last week, said the crystals
Everyone's
in
falling
the
asleep right
syringe
now.
contained her blood.
This is insane.
And they now believe that those crystals were the source of the mystery fumes.
Did you repeat all that?
You want me to repeat all of it again?
All the names of the sulfide and sulfates and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
I can.
That's
But
a lot of stuff that it's way over my head. But
yeah,
it doesn't sound good.
basically, the cold air of the hospital room combined with the stuff that she had taken when it came out into the cold air metabolized into this deadly compound that the symptoms that people were having, the shortness of breath and the dizziness and the nausea, are all symptoms of that. And it was just a confluence of events that caused it to happen.
That's insane. So I feel like we can end on a new unusual death. We'll get into it a little bit, and then you can do more research and add to it next week.
Do you have the death, or do I get to choose the year?
You give me a year, I'll find. Because
Let's go with the year we graduated high school. Let's do 2004.
I graduated in 1933. I don't know why I went that way too early. Would have been funnier if I said 98.
I hate you.
So 2004.
Yeah.
I missed 2004. Oh, there are two. So pick a number between 1 and 2.
I'm gonna go the odd number 1.
1. Philip Quinn, 2004. Philip Quinn of Kent, Washington, 24 years old, was killed when a lava lamp he was heating on a stove exploded and a shard pierced his heart.
What the fuck you putting a lava lamp on a stove for?
Philip Quinn, I will repeat, put a lava lamp on a stove to heat it, which I'm guessing does something with the whatever the chemicals are in it, and it exploded, and a shard of that pierced his heart.
Why are you putting a lava lamp on a stove?
There is a citation on Snopes. Let me see if, although I feel like if Wikipedia has that on their list, and it is true, it's on Snopes. Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna have to. I will have to do some research
So
on this, but
you
why?
can just basically, we won't go over it now. So you can just read the Snopes article. I'm sure that'll give you everything. But yeah, Philip, what? Because I got Philip Quinn.
Philip
Maybe
Quinn
wonder if it was
from, you
Brian's
said
brother.
Kent, Washington. Who puts a lava lamp on a stove? I don't want to say
you got-
dude deserved it.
You have
but
to research that, but also what doing that to a lava lamp would do. Like maybe it was like, I don't know, froze or something, and he was trying to get it to the liquid to move again. But
Yeah, but you plug it in.
maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
It was
you
probably
have to-
too much. It was probably too much of a heat element, and the fucking thing is, well, good God. I don't want to say guy deserved it, but dude fucking deserved it.
But like I can imagine doing that and it explodes, but like how the force of that explosion to pierce your heart to go
That's
through
a-
the skin and into the rib cage and like what the
Was it a
fuck?
through and through?
I
Or just
have no
period, like
idea.
it just went in like a shard, like, or did it go all the way through?
It's not my job to find this stuff out. It's your job. I
I'll
just tell you
research
the
it.
death and then you
I will
research it.
research. God damn it, I'll research.
So I think that's a wrap for episode 2. I'm gonna have to speak slowly so I remember what we're
3
on.
minus 1.
3 minus 1 because we did our test episode, which I should have just counted as 1. But whatever. We're in. We made that bed. We're in it now. So you can get. Although I probably should have done this at the beginning. We're now on Apple Podcasts. So
Nice plug.
hopefully it will show up in your search after 24 hours. I just got on it like minutes before we started recording. So we're on Apple Podcasts, obviously Anchor, we're on Spotify, a bunch of other stuff. Just go to the Anchor, all the links should be in there. If you've listened this far,
Before you end,
yeah.
I just want to give you, because this is now going to be a new thing that we're going to do. My on this day in history.
Oh, I forgot about that. I already did the ending plugs.
We're going to go back to it. This is, episode 3.
You should have. I feel like that's something for next week. Unless is there a really good one for today?
I think it's a really good one. It's
All
a
right.
Today in Music on November 19th, because we're recording this on November 19th. It's a Friday evening.
So if this sucks, I'll give you my honest opinion. If it sucks, you owe me $20.
You're going to say it sucks anyway.
No, I won't. I will be honest.
Well, I can give you the one in music, or, kind of the lame one, because I was a history major. You were a history major.
Well, I want them all, but like you said, the music one's going to be good.
The
And if
music
it-
one is good. I'll give you
if
the
it
kind
sucks,
of good one.
If it sucks, you owe me $20.
Well, before I tell you this,
Stand
the
behind
music
your
one,
stand behind your shit.
on this day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address.
And that one doesn't suck at all. That's great.
That's kinda cool.
Yeah.
But on this day in 1990,
That's
pop
what
duo Milli Vanilli were stripped of their Grammy Award after it's learned that they did not sing on their award-winning "Girl, You Know It's True" album.
Yeah, that doesn't suck because I love that song. That one
Me
and
too.
that one and Blame It on the Rain, or I mean, those might be their only 2 songs. The
I think
funny
they're like
thing
the
is,
only two.
they actually can sing.
But
like,
I never understood.
I don't
I'm gonna have to
remember-
do some research on Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, because I remember they did something where it showed they could actually sing, and it was like, why even? Like, I don't know. I think they were pressured by their label, but put that for next week.
I will.
But I was thinking of doing something sort of selfish and like very self-absorbed. I was going to put an Amazon wish list like on Twitter or wherever, and if somebody buys me something off of that, I will send you a podcast t-shirt because I'm in the process of trying to make t-shirts for the podcast. So I'm cheap, and because I feel like some people would want a t-shirt, so maybe we'll make those available at some point, which we would not be making money off of. We would put it on a website and you'd buy it from the website.
if
the
I
little-
buy you something off the Amazon wish list, will you send me a T-shirt?
Absolutely. You have to buy me the most expensive thing though.
Oh, what about my love? That's free.
No, that's
Ah.
can I return that?
That-
So
Kids
like
says
if you
that all the
buy
time.
something that's like $25 or more on the wish list, we'll send you a free t-shirt. But I feel like that's so like I'm not near like famous enough like at all. I'm not like I'm little famous. Like I'm not even remotely at the level to where I should even be sending that out. But then I see people on TikTok posting their Venmos asking for money. So like
Cash App.
I feel like it's not ridiculous. But if nobody does it, I wouldn't be like pissed. But if you actually listen to this and say you want a t-shirt, I think it'd probably be like $20 or whatever. I don't know. I haven't done any research. I just got the logos for it. But if you would want a t-shirt, if you buy me something off of the wish list, send you a free t-shirt. If you don't want to do that and you actually just would want a t-shirt, I'll figure something out. Either I'll buy a bunch of shirts and then ship them to you, or I'll set up a website or whatever. But it would
Also,
be
can we shout out the gentleman who helped us with said logo?
Pico. I think we shouted him out on the first episode.
But now I got to do it again, I think.
I can't remember if I did though, but
You
if
did.
I didn't, all right, good. Because I just messaged him if he could send me the logo for a t-shirt. And he did. He just removed the background, and it's the This That Rant, and then it's This That Rant with our heads at the bottom, which I'll probably post on Instagram later. But yeah, if you think it's pathetic that I just asked for Amazon wish list, because that's fine. But tell me if that idea is crazy, the listeners and you. Is that terribly crazy? Because people ask for shit all the time, right?
I
And
don't
it's
think
not
it's
like
terribly crazy. You're not saying that they have to do something. It's if they choose to, and we're giving them something in return.
because like people have sent me stuff from YouTube unsolicited for free. Randy used to send me stuff all the time.
It's because
for
Randy's
free.
the nicest guy on the
Yeah,
face of the earth.
But like people have sent me stuff where they're like, this is a card I know you like, so you collect whoever here. And I'm like, I didn't pay you for it. Like, so people have sent me stuff. So it's like, if you want to send me stuff, here's the list. And if you send me something that's like $20 or more, I'll just send you a free t-shirt. I feel like that's not terribly ridiculous.
no,
Well,
I don't think so.
because I feel like people ask for shit all the time. So why not throw it out there? And
It's
if
not
somebody
like you're
sends
throwing
me
up your Venmo and Cash App handle, like, pay me, please.
if somebody sends me one thing, it'd be a win. So like I'll do that. And then if you actually want a t-shirt but don't want to send me a gift, like that's fine. Like we're not making money from the t-shirts. Like even the Lorenzo Bros, we had those on the website with like you could set it at like a price to where you pay for the shirts, and then like there's a fee that you get. So the website gets a certain amount, and then they'll jack up the price to however much you want to make. But you have to add your tax information and stuff. So we never ended up doing it. So we're not going to make money off t-shirts.
Seems like way too much work.
I was like, I'm not doing this. So if we make t-shirts, it would basically be selling them to you at cost. So like either the website would be set up, you could just buy it directly, but that defeats the purpose of like people could just do that. So I'd probably get your size, whatever, make the shirt, send it to you, stuff like that. If anybody wants a This That Rant shirt, like let me know. So that's it, right? Instagram, Roadug71, ROADDAWG71, or This That Rant. I will send you the link to the wish list, and you can follow Ramy Rants on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Matt Lorenzo on Twitter. Those are the plugs. If you for some reason don't know who we are and you're listening to this, follow us on social media.
Thank you for listening, and happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right. When is Thanksgiving? It's not.
It's next Thursday.
Is it really?
Days. Yeah, it's in 6 days.
God. Oh, that's right. I have 4 days off in a row during Thanksgiving. So
we are gonna probably record on Black Friday, I guess.
That or either before
Okay.
Thanksgiving. I
That
mean,
works too.
I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
am I.
that's so like actually off.
Yeah,
All right, sweet. So probably a week from today
I like it.
at some point, and I will talk to you later. Peace.